we go. It is over. Spring break for the MJ Morning Show is done. We are back live, back from the other side of the planet.
Yeah, you had quite an adventure.
Dude, I was exactly on the other side of the planet. When I first went, before we had the time change, we were 13 hours ahead. And then once we had the time change where we did the spring forward in early March, what was that, like the weekend of the, 7th, 8th, right? Yeah, no, 8th, 9th. The weekend of March 8th, 9th. It was Saturday night into Sunday morning, 2 a.m. that the clocks went ahead. We were 13 hours, and then once there was the time change, then it became 12 hours. But exactly on the other, you go to Europe, depending on the time of year, you're 5 hours up or whatever. You go to California, you're 3 hours back. Time change doesn't affect that.
Your schedule was flipped.
Oh, totally freaking flipped as I was in the Philippines. And before anyone asks, no, I did not get picked up by any lady boys in the Philippines, okay?
Not for a lack of trying.
Right.
On their part. They saw you coming, they're like, oh, look at this guy.
Why give me a look? I was scuba. I did 42 scuba dives.
Right.
42 dives over 2 weeks. Did half land-based and half when we were on a ship. Oh, by the way, and I think that folks that have been on cruises experience this. It's been a long time since we've been on a cruise. If you remember, years ago, we were on the Carnival cruise. That was, I think, my first cruise ever. First cruise ever was we did that MJ and BJ morning show cruise.
Yeah. And
after that, I said, you know what? Radio show cruises,
what?
Not for me. So this is back in like 1997, 98. We did the MJ and BJ cruise. We left Tampa Bay on a Carnival ship, which that ship was a dump. It was one of their old.
Okay,
yeah.
that might be your problem.
What?
That ship was a dump.
No.
If we go on a nice MJ Morning Show cruise,
it might be a different story.
Yeah.
Hold on, Michelle. You and I, with the kids, we've been on 2 subsequent cruisers. Now, I wouldn't say that we are cruisers, but we did do a cruise to the what was it, the Inner Passage, Outer Passage, whatever. We did the Alaska cruise, which was fun. I did enjoy that. And that allowed you to cover, obviously, a lot of real estate. So we did that with the kids, and I think Julian was, how old was Julian when we did that?
The Alaska cruise?
Yeah.
We didn't have Julian.
For the Alaska cruise, we didn't have Julian?
No, we didn't.
Just Chloe?
Yes.
Julian was actually made on the Alaska cruise.
No, he was not. I can tell you that much.
What were you seasick all the time?
If the ships are rocking, don't come a knocking. I wasn't sick.
Yes, you were.
What? What do you mean I was sick?
You were sick.
How was I sick on the Alaska cruise?
You had an illness.
Like the flu sick?
Yes, you did.
What do you mean I had an illness?
You had some sickness that the doctor had diagnosed you with that was very rare.
Oh, the thyroiditis.
Yep.
Oh, I had that back then?
Yep.
Dr. Boyer.
Yep.
Dr. Andrew Boyer.
Yep.
He was also affiliated with the Yankees and the Steinbrenners. Man, he was a phenomenal doctor.
He diagnosed you, and oh my God,
Yeah.
you were lethargic and out of it.
That's right. A lot of people didn't know that. A little MJ secret. And yes, we are back live. This is Monday, March 24th, 2025. The best ofs, the reruns are over. Although I tell you what, the email volume doesn't stop. The people that hear our reruns and they never heard the material before, they're still freaking entertained. Mm-hmm. And I get tons of email. Hey, you were talking about this morning. Hey, I tried to call in and because when we do the reruns, we try to schedule the segments that run at a different time than when it originally aired. So thereby, hopefully, theoretically, getting a different audience. People didn't hear stuff. All right. So, Dr. Boyer, who has since passed away, but he was phenomenal. And I had thyroiditis, little, MJ Morning Show. Did I ever talk about? I think I did mention this on the air some time ago, but I had just out of nowhere something called thyroiditis, and it makes you all lethargic. And I walked into his office. I told him what was going on, and he kind of diagnosed me on the spot. He's like, yeah, I think you've got thyroiditis, which it's rare. I see like one case every 5 years. And where it came from, who knows? It lasted for me about 4 months, and it just, poof, it disappeared. And it just made me lethargic. No lasting effects. It just made me, it was just weird.
Is it an autoimmune disease?
I think it is. I think it might be classified as autoimmune. And it just...
I'll tell you what it is.
Yeah.
It's anti-baby making.
Yeah.
That's what it is, for sure.
Thyroiditis, inflammation of the thyroid gland can lead to either overactive whatever. Anyway, so I had it, and I've got no lasting effects. I've got no issue with my thyroid, nothing. Everything's fine. I just had a physical.
Yep.
I just had my yearly physical a couple of weeks back, or a month back, and everything's fine. Anyway, so back to the cruising deal. So Michelle and I, we did 2 subsequent cruises. We did Alaska, and then we did a 10-day Mediterranean, that's when the cruise ships used to stop in St. Petersburg, Russia.
Yeah, not so much anymore.
Not so,
I know.
not so much anymore. And we enjoyed the cruises, but I'm not rushing to get on another cruise, but I did enjoy them. If cruising is more of what you want to do, then, hey, listen, more power to you. I wouldn't stop you, because we did enjoy. We were on 2 Holland America cruises, and they were good.
Oh, they were phenomenal.
But your point, the Carnival cruise, MJ and BJ morning show cruise that we did, and hence saying I'm not doing another morning show cruise, that ship was a dump. I think it was 3 weeks from being retired and scrapped.
It went to that shipyard in Turkey that all the retired cruise liners go to.
So that was a dumpy ship. Now, I'm guessing Carnival stepped up the game in Tampa since then, but that kind of left a bad... I mean, the ship was just in bad shape. Late 90s, and it was, based at, Port of Tampa. So we did the Alaska cruise, and we did Mediterranean. Those were nice on Holland America. I do remember those.
They were wonderful.
Yeah. Anyway, so we're back. Spring break for the most part, except for college kids. Spring break for like local schools, like all the local counties. I think spring break should be pretty much done now. Hillsborough was off last week.
Yes.
All right. So, and was Pinellas off? Most of the counties, were they off last week?
Last week was the week for the Tampa Bay area.
Most of the Tampa Bay school system. So I took one of my weeks of my 2-week scuba vacation to the Philippines. I took one of the weeks during spring break, which I try to do because listening habits are disrupted anyway with so many kids and so many families doing the whole spring break thing. But college spring break, that continues into, pretty much
Well,
April.
UF had it last week.
UF had it last week?
Uh-huh.
Okay. But there are schools, like, for instance, I was in the Atlanta airport yesterday morning, early, at 4:50, 5 o'clock. I'm in the Atlanta airport because I came in from L.A. on the red eye, which I'll get into this later on. I had such a nice Delta nonstop red eye from LAX right to Tampa, which they canceled back in December after I'd booked it in November. So I had to stop to Atlanta, and I saw a kid in a West Point cadet outfit in a uniform. And he was saying that spring break had just started for them. So, a bunch of colleges still on spring break. Got a couple of spring break warnings we'll get to later on for the college kid. Anyway, when I'm off for 2 weeks and the crap that I amass, the content we've got to get to, some of the stories that we were not here to talk about that are crazy, we'll get into that, plus all the new stuff. The bottom line is, don't miss one moment of the return of the MJ Morning Show live on this Monday here on Q105. Back in minutes. Don't move.
Good morning. No incident.
on Q105. MJ, Fester, lovely wife Michelle in studio 620. Monday morning, it is March 24th, and I say this because I want to reiterate we are live, back from spring break. I made it all the way from the other side of the planet. Very successful scuba diving vacation in 2 different spots. I'll get into a little detail. I'm not going to clobber people over the head, but I got a couple interesting things to talk about. You know what I was meaning to say when we opened up the show and we somehow got off on a little bit of a cruise tangent was I was starting to say that people that have been on cruises, you probably experienced this, but I really experienced this. After you get off the ship, you kind of feel like you're swaying back and forth for a little bit. Fester, you've been on a number of cruises with the family. Have you ever experienced that?
I sway back and forth when I walk normally, so maybe not as much with me.
Boom, ba, ba, boom, ba, ba, boom, ba, ba.
I'm actually the catalyst as to why the ship rocks so much.
Listen, depending on the seas, if you're on a ship and there's a little bit of a sway, once you get onto dry land, for a couple of days for some people, you still have a little bit of the
sea legs,
the back and forth. Well, getting your sea legs is handling the. We had some really serious seas. For the most part, our time on the Sulu Sea, which, by the way, I found out after the fact is riddled with pirates.
Yeah.
So, but not the area where we go, but the Sulu Sea in the Philippines, big pirate problem. More down in Mindanao than where we were coming off of Puerto Princesa to the Tubataha Reef, but the atoll system. But our boat was 135, 140-foot vessel, 22 or 24 passengers. I think it was 24 on our scuba cruise, our scuba expedition. So we traveled about 15 or 16 hours from land to the location in the middle of the Sulu Sea. So 15, 16 hours to get there. Seas were fine. On the way back, we had 9 to 12 footers. Listen, the tiny ship was tossed. If not for the courage of the fearless crew, the aggressor would be lost. The aggressor, Philippines 1, would be lost. Now, listen, the ship can handle it, but things were flying, and there were plenty of people that were out of their cabins, in the hallways. There were not many, but there were a couple. I was able to sleep through it.
No, you weren't. You called me.
What? I called
the
you.
The seas are rough.
The seas are very rough, but I didn't puke. I didn't get sick. But 9 to 12 footers, those are some serious seas. I mean, it's not 30 to 40 foot. What was the movie years ago with the huge wave for the fishing boat out in
The Perfect Storm?
Yeah, that one. Yeah, thanks. Yeah, it wasn't quite that bad, but 9 to 12 foot seas, man, those will really get you whipping. So that was the point that I still have, even though I got off the boat. Saturday morning at 4:30, we left Puerto Princesa local time, and I didn't get home until 9. I touched down 9 a.m. yesterday morning, so I was traveling quite a bit. That includes the 12-hour time change and all that. But still, if I stand here right now, if you're watching me on MJTV, hang on, I got to
Are you rocking back and forth?
you know what? It's not terrible. I just had to adjust the cameras, cutting off the top of my head. So just a slight bit of back and forth rock still.
Okay.
Which will take a couple of days to disappear. All right, Fester, you made a claim to me.
Yes.
That whatever videos that I shot underwater, and by the way, folks, if you haven't seen any of my videos, I posted, I have 200 clips. I've got 200 videos maybe that I shot over 2 weeks underwater. And I've only posted a handful of cool ones, and that's probably about it. I probably won't post any more. But Fester claims that of what I did post on my Instagram at Certified MJ Radio, and if you'd like to see some of the travels, and there's something very funny that's not underwater related, but something I did spot in the Philippines, which a lot of people have commented on this. I shot a video of, I just want to know if it's a safety violation or any kind of a code violation. I did detect something. I did video something, and a lot of people are pretty amazed at what I saw. So I'll get into that later on. But if you haven't seen any of my videos that I posted, you can hit up my Instagram, Certified MJ Radio. That's Certified MJ Radio is my Instagram. You can check him out. I'll get into a little more detail later on, just for a minute or so. But Fester made the claim that whatever cool videos I shot while I was over in the Philippines, that Fester's got a video that's going to blow it all away.
All away.
Blow it out of the water. Okay.
Yes.
That's a pretty big claim, buddy.
You know what? I saw a lot of your videos over the break.
Yeah.
I wasn't going out of my way to see them. However, scrolling through Instagram.
Oh, also, I did post an image of me kind of exhausted looking. Did you see that one?
Was that the last one?
It was the last video. I think I captioned it like final flight. So me leaving Atlanta at 7:25 yesterday morning to get into Tampa. The final leg, I had 5 flights. 5 freaking flights. I'll get into that later on. So 5 flights to get home, and there's a picture of me. I took a selfie, and then there were like 3 other images after that you can click. And I took a selfie, and it looks like I'm a little bit tired. It looks like I'm a little worn out.
Yeah, this is about the most tired I've ever seen you.
And it's on my Instagram, Certified MJ Radio. All right, so Fester claims that he has a video that just blows anything that I shot on spring break scuba trip to the Philippines out of the water.
Yeah. I mean, what do you show? Just a bunch of fish and a crummy village?
Right.
I mean, that's really what your videos were.
That's a pretty big claim that you've got a video that's going to just beat anything that I've done. So can you pay this off?
I took the kids to a park.
Yep.
A park. Just a city park.
Yep.
And I witnessed.
Can you be more descriptive? Is this a secret city park?
No,
Or
it's a
how about you
playground.
tell us where the hell the park is?
All right, so I got something on my newsfeed that the city of Tampa opened a new playground. Right?
Wait, you got what now?
I saw like on Channel 8 or something that the city of Tampa opened
That's
a
big
new
news.
Yeah, well,
big,
it is.
huge news.
Well, listen, I go to playgrounds.
Yes.
Listen, I like
A
to
new-
see investments in my community.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So you go to playgrounds, and you also go to hotels and pretend to be a guest to use like the lazy river at Celebration Station or
Okay,
whatever.
so this time
what is it called?
We went. Well, okay.
I was confused.
Celebration Station's the arcade place on 19.
Oh, okay, in Clearwater.
Clearwater,
Okay,
yeah.
all right.
So no, I'll tell you about the scammage for the fantastic spring break coming up.
All right.
But last week on
Oh, wait,
Monday,
hold on. You had more scammage?
Well, going to a park isn't a scammage. I'm a
No, no,
taxpayer. I
no,
mean,
that's-
the
that's-
citizens can go.
That's
you know?
just cheap and free.
Yeah, the kids had a good time. We wanted
So-
to go to a park. They always, all the kids want to do is go to park. All Hudson
Hey
wants to do is
kids,
go to park.
I've got great spring break plans. We're going to go to a new City of Tampa park. They
Well,
opened up and it's free.
We had a free day on the spring break. And I was like, you know what? And Hudson's like, let's go to a park. I'm like, okay. So instead of going to the normal parks we go to, I found this new one.
So you have the kids conditioned that free things that don't cost daddy anything, that's you got them all excited about free parks.
Did you never take your kid to a park?
Yes, I did.
Oh, okay. I was making sure. I mean,
I took my kids to the Beta Bay Park all the
okay.
time.
Yeah. Okay. It's
Wow.
a city park.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. So I think it's the Les Miller Park, and it's like behind like King High School, way on the other side of town from where
Right.
I'm from.
All right.
And we go, and it's a really beautiful park for the kids. And I witnessed.
And it just opened up. Were you there at the ribbon cutting ceremony?
I think I just missed that.
Oh, speaking of ribbon cutting, later today, like right after the morning show.
What are you going to be at a ribbon cutting?
No, they're ribbon cutting the new span of the Howard Franklin Bridge. So the whole project's not even close to being fully completed. But
Seems a little premature.
hold on,
Right.
there's only one section missing midway. No. No, later today they're going to cut the ribbon, and I believe tomorrow morning we're going to be riding on the new bridge.
No.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. I'm telling you, tomorrow morning we're going to
Yeah.
be.
Really?
Yeah, the lanes are going to shift sometime like late tonight, early tomorrow morning. They're going to ribbon cut. And by the way, I wasn't invited to that. I'm really pissed off.
Well,
really pissed.
But I do think they've scheduled it so you could be the first driver across, because I think it's going to happen like right at 5:05 a.m.
Really?
I don't know, just making you feel good.
All right. All right. What?
You'll be amongst the first several hundred people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
MJ leading the way.
Yeah. So the new southbound section they've been building, you're going to be able to ride on a chunk of that beginning early tomorrow morning.
Don't say a chunk of that. I have to ride on the entire thing.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes.
I mean,
Right.
I didn't know they were that close to being done.
Yeah,
I know.
well, there's still I think there's still a lot more on both ends. So they're gonna. I think you can go over a span, but you're gonna shift lanes over and then shift back maybe to
Okay.
on both ends.
Makes me a little nervous.
Yeah.
We can wait a few more months, guys.
I know.
It's been okay.
Let's finish the whole bridge.
Let me tell you right now that the incentives for the construction company to
Yeah.
get things done early, huge money,
Right.
big bonuses to get the project done faster rather than later.
It doesn't make me feel good about any of it.
I know.
These construction companies, a lot of times they're given incentives to exceed a time frame or to meet a timeline. And if you can get things done faster, there's a performance bonus. And I believe that was in place for this construction company that did the bridge. Anyway, so
I want to see Fester's video.
all right, so what is this freaking video that you're saying is better than anything I shot and put up on my Instagram?
So I'm at this city park with the kids. Kids are in the playground, and I witness a couple of guys. Looks like they're working out
Yep.
or doing something off to the side.
Like Muscle Beach out in California at the, what is that, Venice Beach?
Not exactly that,
Okay.
but I witnessed a feat of athleticism, the likes of which I've never seen before.
Okay.
Go ahead.
I'm just going to show Michelle the video. I'm not going to say what it is.
So you want Michelle to describe it? 'Cause
No.
I haven't seen it
I
yet.
just want I just want a reaction.
All right, go ahead. Roll.
Is this better than anything MJ put up on his Instagram while on vacation?
I don't even know if my wife even watched all my Instagram videos.
Oh my gosh.
Have you ever seen that before? No. Never in your life?
What the hell is this? Hold on, let me
okay.
see.
I witnessed. Here, I'm holding my phone over.
All right.
I witnessed.
Is this video you took?
I took it
So,
myself.
this is not a reel. You took this.
No, I took it. I'm the photographer.
Oh my God, what is going on here?
I know.
There's a midget racing a guy in a wheelchair.
I know.
Wait a sec.
The kids are in the park, and I look at the corner of my eye, and there's a little person. I'm like, okay, there's a
Wait,
little person.
hold on. Was this like? Were there cameras? Were they filming this?
No.
You're the only one that has this on video.
As far as I know,
Is
I'm
a
the only human.
midget racing a guy in a wheelchair?
I've never seen the likes.
Oh my God!
And I saw one race out of the corner of my eye. I'm like, oh my God, it's amazing. And I tried to fumble for my phone, and I didn't get it. And I was like, oh no, I missed my opportunity to get the greatest
Did you
video
post
ever.
this yet?
No, I'm saving it for today.
I'm going to post this.
Fine.
You got to WeTransfer this to me. Holy
Okay.
crap! Because I'm Android, he's Apple.
All right.
Yeah, if he tries to transfer it, it's going to be pixelated and look like ass. Oh my God, we got to find out more about.
I don't know
Did you
anything
do
about
any
this.
research?
No.
You didn't stop them.
I'm like, hey,
You didn't ask why is there a midget wheelchair race?
hey, dwarf guy and wheelchair guy, who are very talented athletes,
Oh
by
my
the way.
God!
You didn't interview them?
No.
Find out if they're friends.
I'll show a little bit on MJ TV right now.
Look at that. I mean, when was the last time nobody's ever seen that before?
I just held Fester's phone up to MJ TV so you could see a little bit of it.
I mean, maybe they're training for something.
Oh my!
I mean, maybe the
My
Special
God.
Olympics. I don't know.
That's
Maybe
insane.
the Paralympics.
That's crazy. I still don't know if it's as good as my shark video, but
What? No way. That
Bill.
shark was just sitting there hanging out.
Yeah.
I mean, I have a dwarf running.
all right. 6:33 at the MJ Morning Show. Morons in the news next. And oh man, have I amassed a great pile of morons in the news. Next in minutes here on the MJ Morning Show on Q105, 104.7 FM. All right, here we go. 6:41. The morons are aplenty because even though I was on vacation, listen, I'm still doing prep whenever I can. Oh, and I had a little bit of a surprise in that I thought I was going to be completely out of contact while I was in the middle of the Sulu Sea, 15 hours from land. I thought I was going to be out of contact. I was able to hack into the scuba boat's Starlink.
Yeah.
So I was able to like WhatsApp and video Michelle.
Yeah. Chloe and I were just so excited about that. Can I tell you? I mean, there were moments in time where it was like, he's not here, but then there were times where it's just like
always
he
around.
is just still. I mean, he's 10,000 miles away, but guess what? He is here.
And most of the conversations were like, what are you guys doing?
Oh, what? What are you spying on us? Are you a fly on the wall?
What are you doing?
I'm like,
what am I doing?
It's 4 a.m. I'm sleeping. I'm trying to sleep, actually.
Anyway, so I was able to keep track of some good morons in the news. Some are fresh. Some happened, over the last week or so. First of all, what is it with fast food restaurants and altercations here in the Tampa Bay area? Another Pinellas County fast food McDonald's altercation. Do you remember the famous one in Pinellas Park where the woman went nuts?
And just cleared.
Trashes the entire McDonald's in Pinellas Park. Is that the one where she also went behind the counter and she's like sticking her mouth underneath the McFlurry machine?
I think so.
I
think so.
Yeah. And then she cleared the counter of all the computers and the cash register, right? Remember? Well, we have a new one. Clearwater woman arrested because she spat on a McDonald's worker over some kind of a refund issue. I mean, what gets you all jammed up? What gets you all freaking worked up that you spit on an employee at McDonald's because you're having an issue over a refund?
I don't even know how to spit like that.
Yes, you do. You don't know how to do a...
No.
Yes, you do.
No.
You don't know?
No.
Yeah, Michelle does know. Absolutely,
No.
Michelle knows.
No, I don't do that.
What do you mean you don't do that?
That is disgusting. And any female who does it, that is just nasty, uncouth, gross, disgusting.
One of Michelle's favorite things is...
Huck tunes.
Yeah.
One move in bed that makes a man go crazy every time.
Oh, you gotta give him that huck two, and spit on that name.
No. No.
One move at McDonald's that'll get you arrested.
Hawk two.
right on a McDonald's where what is going on? This is Largo. Yeah, Largo is always an exciting spot. Yeah, I remember some years ago, Largo took the prize away from Pinellas Park.
You know, Pinellas County's had a heated battle for the most degenerates for a long time.
Yeah, Largo police said that Amy Hoyt placed an order at the McDonald's on East Bay Drive, 2300 block. Cops say she was unhappy how a McDonald's worker handled her food. Largo police said that Hoyt started making racial remarks about how people treat others while being in America. Then Hoyt got into an argument with an off-duty manager. Wait, if you got a manager at McDonald's, how are they off-duty?
I mean, maybe they punch out. I mean, you're
maybe
on the clock or off the clock.
Maybe they weren't working, but they came to enjoy dinner or lunch at their place. I don't know.
Where you work is sometimes where a lot of your friends are. You may be visiting somebody or hanging out.
So this woman, Hoyt, Amy Hoyt, demanded a refund. According to Largo police, the manager tried to tell employees to give her a refund, but Hoyt continued to yell. Hoyt got right in the manager's face, and spit in the manager's face.
Come on, Amy.
Oh, my God. Does anyone know Amy Hoyt of Pinellas County? Sounds like a real treat.
It sounds like the McDonald's was trying to give her back her refund.
No.
No, it does.
Yeah, the manager said give her back her money.
The off-duty manager. What are you saying no about?
Well, then they got into it, and I don't want to. The son had to break it up.
Yeah, well, I'm about to get to more of the details here. So the manager, the off-duty manager told, when I'm off-duty at McDonald's, I hang out at McDonald's.
No, he's there he or she is there to pick up the son.
So apparently the manager works at McDonald's and the kid works at
McDonald's.
McDonald's.
Okay, I got you. All right, so that makes sense now.
The kid is, according to the story that I have, is 16 years old.
Yeah, see,
which you can have a job and work, right?
McDonald's will hire you at 12.
I better tell Hadley.
No.
Chop, kid. Get to it.
Yeah, so I'm about to get to all the rest of the details. So officers said that the manager then struck Hoyt on the left side of her face in self-defense. Listen, that's a justified response. If you get spat upon, if some angry customer spits in your face, I give the McDonald's manager full range to go ahead and clock that customer wherever. Go ahead and do it. And then, yes, Michelle's correct. The 16-year-old manager's kid who has a job at the Mickey D's stepped in to separate it. Largo cop said the whole incident was captured on the McDonald's surveillance equipment. So there's video of this thing. Hoyt told Largo police that the employees were not treating her right.
So she spit on
Yeah, there you go. She was arrested. Nothing for the McDonald's off-duty manager, but the customer was arrested on a simple battery charge. And that Hoyt was, according to the investigation from the Largo Police Department, she was the primary aggressor in this situation.
Does McDonald's have a spit-flavored McFlurry?
No.
Available at select locations. Only in Largo.
Fester, that's disgusting. Fester, stop.
All right.
That's nasty. Stop. Let me ask you a question. Circle K employee here in Florida. At what point, after stealing books of Florida lottery scratcher tickets, at what point did they think that they were going to catch up to her and say, hey, what's going on with all of our missing lottery tickets? I mean, did she not think through this fairly well?
I don't think so.
All right, this is out of Seminole County, so, middle of the state. Circle K manager was arrested. Deputies said she took nearly $36,000 worth of lottery books and then cashed out winning scratch-off tickets.
Seems excessive.
All right, there's two reasons why I'm doing this. There's two reasons why I'm mentioning this particular story. Number one, this is a Circle K manager. And let me reiterate, you're taking 36 grand worth of the packs, the stacks of these scratchers that then, they put into the dispenser.
Yeah.
They a lot of places have like the acrylic dispenser. They pull them off and rip off your tickets, the various scratchers that are available.
Yeah, you pick the number that you want.
So 2 reasons. Number 1, a manager, how many books of lottery tickets can you thief? Can you steal? How many can you rip off before, like, the accounting catches up that we're missing tens of thousands of dollars in lottery tickets, and that money's not going on the books for the sale? All right? I got to believe there are multiple safeguards to keep track of these lottery scratchers. All right, so that's number 1. But then I'm about to get to the number 2 reason why I'm doing this story, which might actually be more important than the number 1 reason. According to the complaint filed by the Florida Department of Lottery, Candace Dingman, more like Candace Dingbat,
Yeah, right?
right? Candace Dingman took 30 books of lottery scratchers from the Circle K that she managed in Seminole County in Fruitland Park between February and August of 2023. So Circle K's corporate office notified the lottery about a charge of nearly $36,000, which included 30 missing books. According to the criminal complaint, this is why I'm doing the story mostly. According to the criminal complaint, Dingman went to the lottery office in Altamont Springs, in the Winter Park, Orlando area, and claimed the $1,000 winning prize 3 days after the books were missing. Are you telling me that she took $36,000 worth of scratchers and only had a $1,000 winning ticket out of 36 grand and 30 books of scratcher tickets?
All right, no.
Well,
no.
hang on a minute. So clearly, the lesser prizes she was probably able to just cash in at other retailers.
I think $600.
$2, $5, whatever.
$600 is the threshold.
Is that what it
I
is?
think so.
But still, the point is there were no whoppers. Here's 30 books, $36,000 worth of tickets, and there weren't any massive, huge winners. What, the biggest one was $1,000? Out of 30 books and 36 grand in stolen scratchers, and the biggest prize that she was able to scratch off was $1,000?
Did you give any bigger winners to relatives or anything? Is anybody else in on this?
Yeah.
How long did it take her to scratch off all those books?
Well, man, can you imagine?
Just for $1,000 and all that stuff.
Yeah. All the scratcher mung, all the scratcher dust, the scratcher. What do you call those things? The scratcher
Scratch
like
boogers.
remnants,
Yeah.
the scratcher boogers.
Yeah.
So have
The scratcher boogers that come off the scratcher tickets.
That's what I think.
Have you ever gone in line and you got behind a true lottery degenerate?
No.
Oh, God, I've been to the customer service counter at Publix, and you've got someone, they go up there, and they've got, like, books and books of crap. Oh, give me the pick 3. And I've had somebody monopolize the lottery machine at Publix for 15 minutes.
Okay, I have a friend who's a degenerate lottery player, right? Every week he plays.
And have they even come close to winning back what they've spent?
Yeah.
Have you ever asked that question?
No, I haven't, because I think I know the answer. But he just scratches the bottom bar, the verification bar.
And that's the trick. Is
you scratch the bottom bar, and that's how they verify that you have a
and then
winner.
you scan it.
Yeah.
So you don't even need to scratch all the crap.
The game is just like as like smoke and mirrors to make it feel like you had a good time.
Oh, yeah.
So what is the
Like
fun of that?
for entertainment purposes.
There's no fun in it.
Right. He's not even getting the entertainment of like, oh, I've got a match here. Oh, it's almost matching. I got to get a third one.
Yeah.
And then
Right.
he doesn't even do any of that.
If you're a lottery degenerate,
Yeah, that's the degenerate part, Michelle.
if you're buying tons of scratchers, you just scratch off the bottom barcode and you scan that, and the machine tells you whether it's a winner. You don't even have to scratch off all that crap.
So she's not
and
playing.
have lottery scratcher boogers all over the place.
She doesn't have 30 stacks of books playing Gold Rush. Oh, okay. Oh, it's almost there. Oh, here's the big money. Oh, off by a number. No, she's not doing that. She's scratching the bottom bar, and then you can scan it on your phone, so your phone will tell you if it's a winner or not. So she's boop, 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 boop,
That's sad.
until she wins $1,000.
All right, when we get back in minutes, I don't want to give too much away, but we're going to have like a little karaoke challenge next. This has to do with an additional Morons in the News story. Another Local-ish crazy story. I said local. It's local.
Okay.
So I have another local story. It involves karaoke, and I'm going to introduce a little karaoke challenge live next here on the MJ Morning Show on Q105. What could it be? You'll find out in minutes here on the MJ Morning Show, so stand by. It is rolling up on 7:01 at the MJ Morning Show, and yes, we are back live. If your alarm clock just went off at 7 o'clock, or if you're just getting into your scheme of things today, we are live. The best ofs are done. I'm back from my trip from across the planet, scuba diving, letting Michelle get a breather from me for a couple of weeks.
It really wasn't much of a breather. And Chloe was explaining this to a neighbor of ours. He was like, when are you coming home? How are you guys doing? And Chloe even said, she goes, the second week he told us he wasn't going to be able to call us. He wasn't going to have access. So we thought okay, we're peace and quiet. And next thing you know, he's hooking up to the captain's Starlink and he's FaceTiming us all the time now.
We're in the middle of the Sulu Sea. I made friends with the captain and he gave me the password to the Starlink. And I'm not an Elon Musk fan, but I'll tell you what, that thing worked very, very well.
I mean, it does work.
It worked. And I was watching videos, man. It was good bandwidth on that sucker.
Say what
in the
you
middle
want
of
about the
freaking
guy.
nowhere. So wait a minute. Are you saying that you would have rather have had me incommunicado for the second week where you guys didn't hear from me at all, not knowing if I were alive?
Here's the problem. You would call me at 4 a.m. after you were done diving, 4 p.m. your time, done diving before you would eat. Well, what am I supposed to be doing at 4 a.m. my time?
I don't know, playing bocce ball?
Exactly.
Yeah.
I'm sleeping. So you would literally text me or call. And of course, my phone is not on silent because, you're 10,000 miles away and, Jones in New York. And this is the thing about being a single parent, I have to say. I felt like a single parent. And so for, 14 plus days now, I'm like the stressed person because I am the, adult in charge of everything that's happening in our lives.
Hold on. Your kids are 20-something.
Yeah, but
It's
Chloe
not like the kids are 3 and 6.
I'm not like a single parent. Hello.
No, but you're thinking about emergencies. And
I'm
Chloe
going to work. I've got latchkey kids.
No.
Yeah, right.
Do they still use that term?
You know what? I don't know.
But Chloe just got a new car, so I had to ride with her a little bit to make sure she knew how to drive it. Then I let her drive by herself, and I was a little apprehensive about it, because it's her first time really, cruising around town.
Yeah, Chloe's been very comfortable though for about a week and a half now.
Yeah, exactly.
She's been driving around a lot on her own, so Chloe's getting very comfortable in the vehicle. Oh, speaking of Chloe's new car,
yeah,
there is a story. I think you even sent me this. About certain features in cars that are turning drivers off. And this was a determining factor in Chloe's car selection. So what is it regarding a lot of new car designs that are pissing people off? And I saw it firsthand. Chloe, unsolicited, pointed out a particular issue with all the new cars that she looked at. And there was a certain thing she did not like. And that essentially is one of the things that disqualified the vehicle.
Mm-hmm.
All right, hold on. We'll get into that later on. First, though, why am I bringing up karaoke challenge? We don't do a lot of hokey, typical morning show bits. Oh, what were you telling me? Michelle pays attention to a lot of radio industry things. And there was something that came up recently, and you brought up that whenever you hear like a radio show say, hey, 3 things.
Stop it. Don't even say the last couple of words. I hate that.
Let me tell you right now. When you hear like a radio show, or even like TV shows will do this, like some of the morning news shows, hey, 3 things you need to know to start your day.
Those are the 3 things I don't want to know.
All right, let me tell you right now. When you hear, let me stick with radio. When you hear a radio show say 3 things that you need to know, that show sucks. All right? Let me tell you right now. That is like just a radio consultant crutch crap thing where it's like, the radio guys, they don't know how to be totally entertaining and engaging on their own. So they have to be told that, oh, you got to come up with a list of 3 things. Oh, the 3 things you need to know today. Man,
but they do it every day.
Oh my
it's
God!
terrible.
I mean, this goes back years. This whole 3 things thing goes back at least 10, 12 years, where consultants for the radio biz. And let me tell you right now, morning shows that need to be like consulted, morning shows that need to be like handheld and walk through everything, and they have to be critiqued, and they have to go over the tapes of the show. I'm sorry. If you can't do this crap on your own and entertain an audience, you don't belong in this freaking business if you need your hand held by a consultant. You know, the fact is that there are not that many fantastic morning shows out there that are able to just completely float on their own. Now, can a consultant give you some tips and maybe help you refine things? Sure. But one of the crutches is that whole 3 things thing.
This is the thing. Those consultants perform research. Who is telling them, I want to hear the 3 things you want to know every morning?
Right. And let me
if I were a person sitting on that panel, I'd be like,
well, I knew. Now, listen, are there radio consultants that I know and respect?
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. Are there great things that like a radio consultant can do to help a radio station? Absolutely. But the point I'm trying to make, and the reason for this discussion, is if you hear a radio show say, oh, 3 things you need to know, some hack of a consultant told them to say that because the morning show's got nothing better to come up with. Let me tell you right now.
And then they put that dun-dun in between them. That makes me crazy.
Starting at number 3.
Dun-dun.
Hold on. Is that the Law and Order noise you try to do?
Yeah. I can't even do
Something like that, yeah.
I'm a real bad
They have
noisemaker.
like some kind of sound effect stinger or something to let them know that number 3 is coming up.
Yeah.
Like, and then number 2 after that.
I'm trying to find the damn thing. I've got so many different audio bites. I go on vacation. I forget where my damn sounds are.
Really?
Yeah, hang on. Where's my little dung-dung?
It's been a couple of weeks. We'll get back into the
Fester,
swing
you
of it.
do it.
Dun-dun.
I'm trying to find my Law and Order dung-dung. Yeah, like dung-dung.
Dun 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 dun.
Hold on, where the hell? There we go. I found it. All right, so listen.
Yeah.
The reason why we got off on this tangent about the 3 things you need to know today, is because me saying, hey, it's radio karaoke. It sounds like one of those hokey kind of morning show bits, but I assure you that's not where this is headed. And the reason why I'm bringing this up is there's another freaking local story. I don't know what it is. We're making tons of morons in the news stories local here in the Tampa Bay area, or making national news, I should say, from these local stories. So one of the things that happened while we were on spring break is a guy was arrested for pulling a gun during a karaoke argument at a local establishment.
Dude, when was the last time you went out to karaoke?
Oh, man. I don't go to many karaoke nights, okay?
Neither
I
do
can tell you when.
When?
Yeah, when was this?
The Cat's Meow.
What, in New Orleans?
Yup.
That's
25 years ago.
Is that karaoke or is that like the piano bar?
No, that was karaoke.
It was?
Karaoke.
And they wouldn't let Sharon and me up on the stage, remember?
Oh, because you guys were lit. You guys were drunk and falling down.
We were going to do Prince.
Okay.
And they were like, no, you're not.
Which BJ's former wife, Sharon, and Michelle, Michelle and Sharon had like 9 hurricanes at Pat O'Reilly's.
I mean,
And then they go to the
times.
cat. They go to the cat's meow. Was that on Bourbon or
Yeah,
off
it's on-
Bourbon?
on Bourbon
On
Street.
Bourbon, and they're falling over drunk, and they said no karaoke for you.
We were crawling up those stairs. Yes, we are.
when you're too drunk for New Orleans,
We were, by the way. It was bad.
Oh my God. So let me tell you why we're going to do the karaoke challenge.
Yeah, I want to hear you do it.
And I've given Andrew, our producer, some instructions. All this is going to come into focus in just a matter of moments. So, a dude, this was a week ago, a dude was upset that the karaoke machine at a bar here in Clearwater was not working. So the guy whips out a Glock pistol at another patron and fires off a round.
oh no,
Were you aware of this?
no,
Oh my God!
you can't do
Fires
that.
off fires off a round. According to Clearwater police, arrested the suspect, who happened to be a convicted felon. Nothing like convicted felon karaoke night, you know. All right, so where the hell did this happen? I got to be honest. I've never been to the Overtime Sports Bar in Clearwater. Have you? Anybody?
I'm sure it's a popular place locally, but I've not been there.
All right, Clearwater police say that Aaron Jablonski, ought to be Jabroni. Aaron Jablonski. Hey, Jablonski. Aaron Jablonski, 34 years old, was at the Overtime Sports Bar around 2:30 a.m. when the karaoke unavailability pissed him off. He exited the bar upset that he couldn't do karaoke at the Overtime Sports Bar. So outside, a 26-year-old man tried to get Jablonski to calm down after he was denied karaoke. He was not calming down. Jablonski pulled a handgun from his waistband, pointed it at the victim and saying, "I don't effing care."
Huh.
Jablonski was seen by witnesses brandishing a firearm and firing off a round because he was angry the karaoke machine was busted. What the heck? You know what song you wanted to do?
Shot through the heart, and you're too late. You give love a bad name.
No, the karaoke machine was busted. You know what song you wanted to do?
Oh, busted.
Yeah, he wanted to do
Bust a move.
Come on, Fatso, bust a move.
This is a karaoke classic.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. No, I'm kidding. He was not. No, I didn't want to do that. Anyway, so, so this dude, I mean, you get so pissed off that you fire a round, you pull a Glock on somebody? Because the karaoke machine is
Busted.
I'll tell you, this Overtime Sports Bar looks pretty awesome.
Yeah, where is it? What's the location on the Overtime Sports Bar in Clearwater?
On Sunset Point Road.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it's a
Oh,
dive
yeah.
bar. I mean, it's
Yeah.
not, you know.
Yeah, Sunset Point. It's one of my favorite roads in Pinellas County.
Is it? Is it really?
It is.
It looks like a local dive bar. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, so when cops arrived, Jablonski was still in possession of the Glock 9mm.
Yeah, I know I like going to sports bars next to convicted felons just waving guns because they can't sing Hold
what if-
On to the Night.
Wonder if it was a Glock 17, a 19, when it was a 26. I don't know.
This guy probably had the serial number filed off of it. What are
Yeah.
you talking about?
Yeah, so convicted felon in possession of a firearm, not a good thing. Yeah. So he was previously convicted of battery on a law enforcement officer as well. So Jablonski was arrested on a pair of felony charges, aggravated assault and felon in possession of firearm. He was locked up in the Pinellas County Jail, blah, blah, blah. A judge has ordered Jablonski to have no contact with the victim, stay away from the Overtime Sports Bar.
It seems reasonable.
Wow. So this was a little over a week ago while we were on spring break. A Glock fired over the karaoke machine being busted.
Still no word on what
Yeah.
song you wanted. That's poor reporting.
No, that's not in the report. However, I thought we'd whip out the karaoke challenge because Andrew tells me that the MJ Morning Show karaoke machine is not.
Busted.
No,
All right.
it's
Let's
working
play.
just fine. So Andrew wants to play some karaoke tracks. and without any words or even knowing. See, in regular karaoke, the people usually pick their song. They know the song, plus the words come up on the video screen. You know, the words get highlighted as you're supposed to sing the line.
Who are you instructing? I think we all know how karaoke works.
I mean,
Maybe we have some listeners that don't.
Yeah.
I highly doubt it.
They've never
I
seen.
highly doubt it.
So Andrew has whipped up a couple of karaoke tracks.
Mm-hmm.
I believe they're going to be 80 songs. And
Ooh.
Andrew wants to test us to see if we can just, with no knowledge of what's coming up, no lyrics, can we sing the song like we're in a karaoke bar? All right, so I'm going to have Michelle go first.
No,
Yeah,
I'm terrible at this.
I'm going to have Michelle go first. All right, so Andrew, how many cuts did you pull for our karaoke challenge?
I have 8 or 9. I'm ready to go.
Holy crap, 8 or 9 of them. Holy crap.
Very
All right,
thorough.
Michelle's first. We have
I
no
don't
idea
know.
what's coming up. Michelle, here's the karaoke track. Start singing when you're supposed to start singing and go. And oh my God, Michelle, that was unbelievable. Folks, I'm telling you, I had no idea what was coming up. None of us had any idea what song Andrew was going to play. And Michelle, you jumped right. I could not have done that.
I can't do that.
I knew like none of the
I
lyrics.
knew it was Tina Turner.
Yeah,
I
of
knew
course.
It
I
was,
knew it.
What's Love Got to Do with It,
Yeah.
but I had no idea how it started.
I
Holy
saw her in concert.
Holy hell on a popsicle stick. That's unbelievable. All right. Fester, you're next.
Oh, I don't want to be next. I want to hear Michelle again.
You know what?
Start.
You know
I
what?
don't know what this is
No,
gonna be.
you know what? Let's do Michelle one more time.
Yeah,
Michelle,
let's do
Michelle,
that.
Terrible.
Michelle was so impressive.
God.
Hold on.
Unfair.
Michelle
That's unfair.
Michelle was so impressive. All right, here's the next one. I have no idea what Andrew's coming up with next. And hit it. Oh, you bastard. Michelle's out.
I hate that song.
All right, so you don't want to do that one?
I'm not doing that
Because
song.
you
All right.
hate it's no reason.
All right, hold on. All right, here's yeah, I hate that song as well.
I know you do.
I'd like to. If you know what, if I saw Bobby McFerrin in the middle of the road, I would run him over.
He'd be like, "Hello, MJ," and you'd be,
Over.
Here's a little speed bump.
To make
All right.
you happy?
All right, so Andrew's got another one for you, Michelle. And,
I don't know.
And hit it. Go. Oh no! Michelle hates this song. Andrew, did you know this?
What is this?
Oh, Michelle. See, I love this song. I love, and first of all, there are no lyrics in this song that anybody knows other than "Come On, Eileen." Michelle, do you have any idea? Oh, that was pretty good. You know Johnny's on the radio.
Andrew's gone.
Nobody knows the lyrics to this song, except for the two Roy, with a "Come On, Eileen." That's the only stuff people know.
And
What?
this is still another karaoke classic. I mean, every
Oh,
time
it
you
is.
go out, somebody's trying to sing "Come On, Eileen."
And we can sing just like our fathers.
Is that the lyric?
I don't know. Anyway, nobody knows the words to that song except for "Come On, Eileen." That's the
Like
only
every
thing.
seventh word.
All right. And so Andrew, you coincidentally picked two songs Michelle does not like.
Why couldn't you guys have done those
Wow.
songs?
All right, it's Fester's turn.
All right.
Thank you.
All
All
right.
right,
Thank you.
all right, we got to hurry up here.
All right,
I don't want to run too late. All right,
heavens
here we go. Fester, here's a karaoke track. We don't know what it is.
Okay.
Let's see how Fester does. And Andrew, hit it. Go. Oh, yeah. Yo, VIP. Word to your mother.
Yo. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. Yo, VIP. All right, stop.
Collaborate and listen.
Fester's back with a brand new edition. Something grabs a hold of me tightly. Something like a daily and nightly. Will it ever stop? Yo, I don't know. Something, let's go.
Yeah.
To the extreme, rock the mic like a vandal. Jump a candle.
Yeah.
Damn.
Like if you got a problem, I'll solve it.
Yes, DJ
I'm
Revolve.
the DJ. I'll revolve it. Ice, ice, baby. Ice, ice, baby. All right, I got to get one in before
All right,
we
let's go.
take the break.
Let's go.
All right.
Not bad.
All
Not
right.
bad.
Andrew, give me, this is the last one, so pick a good one. Andrew, let me see if I can do instant karaoke. It is my turn and go.
Michelle gets Come On Eileen. He gets this.
Yeah, the easiest one of all.
Just a small town girl living in a lonely world. That's all I know.
Going anywhere.
Yeah.
Summer wind. Summer.
Just a small town boy.
Oh, yeah. Born and raised in South Detroit. By the way, there's no South Detroit.
The midnight train going anywhere.
I've heard this song 12 billion times, but
And you don't know the lyrics.
well, it's got to play. I got to be able to sing on the. Yeah.
All right. Mediocre at best.
Oh,
on
yeah.
you.
You don't know the lyrics.
Go ahead.
Sing perfume.
Don't stop
Or
believing.
a smile they can share the night. It goes on and on and on and on. The
Strangers, street lights.
What?
Walking on the boulevard at shadows.
Michelle sings.
Some in the night.
Come on, dude.
All right. But luckily, no gunshots. No gunshots during this karaoke game like what happened at the Overtime Bar in Clearwater.
Yeah, our karaoke machine worked.
It works. All right, 7:22 at the MJ Morning Show. Yes, we're running late. All right, when we get back, we start an hour and 20 minutes of nonstop MJ. Oh, Michelle would like to point out my personality disorders. Yeah, Michelle.
I think I do that on a daily basis.
All right, hang on. Michelle has pulled several items to highlight, showcase my personality disorders. All right, that's among many things that are next. Oh, also, did your mom send you this internet warning story? Does she know that these are all bogus?
Oh, no, the one I forwarded to you?
Yes.
Yeah, I don't think so. I think she thinks it's real.
Oh, so Michelle's mom said,
Yeah.
oh, you got to be careful. Are you aware of this? So Michelle's mom sent her one of these internet bogus alerts. So hold on. We got a lot of stuff next on the MJ Morning Show, Q105, 104.7 FM. It is 7:30 at the MJ Morning Show. I apologize. Yes, I'm running a little late. First day back from vacation. We start an hour and 20 minutes of nonstop MJ right now. Hey, the internet rumor thing that your mom sent me, I can't find it. Can you dig that up for me real quick?
I just resent it to you.
Oh, you just did? Okay, all right. So I'll get to that in just a second. All right, first, though, as I teased moments ago, Michelle is trying to apparently highlight my personality disorders here on the MJ Morning Show.
I don't think I need to highlight them. Fester, how about you?
Oh,
what do you think,
You
Fester?
do a pretty good job of that all by yourself.
Exactly.
Oh, what a shocker that was going to be your line. Oh, what?
I mean, I don't lie.
I'm shocked.
I'm not lying.
I'm totally shocked that I do a great job of highlighting my own personality disorders here on the show. Oh, jeez. Anyway, so is there a reason why you sent me these two stories, Michelle? 9 signs you're actually a very difficult person to get along with, according to psychology.
Well, are you?
Oh, I don't think I'm. You think I'm difficult to get along with? You've been with me for 30, how many years? We've known each other since 1987.
I probably didn't think you were difficult until I read this article, and then I was like,
oh, my God, he's really difficult.
who does this describe?
Oh,
Who am I thinking of when I answer these questions?
Get out of
in the
here.
affirmative.
All right, so let's go through the list here.
Yeah, go.
These are 9 signs you're actually a very difficult person to get along with, according to psychological experts and psychological practices.
Mm-hmm.
Number 1, you don't listen enough.
Check.
What do you mean, check?
That's you. You don't listen enough.
It does sound like you. You're not a great listener.
What do you mean I'm not a great listener? You know what?
You're an excellent talker.
That's always bothered me. Oh, and what's one of the great? Oh, they're a great listener. That's so overused. You're
No,
a
it's
great.
not.
Yes, it is.
Says the man who doesn't listen.
Right, exactly.
I mean, it's okay.
Of course I listen.
Nope. Next.
What do you mean no?
You don't listen.
If MJ does listen, he listens to talk again, not listen to understand.
What?
Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah. That's,
Listen,
there's a big difference.
So we're going to turn this into. It's already bad enough for me. You're going to turn it into a greater bash session of myself.
It is what it is. I mean, let's just. What's number 2?
We're never going to get to number 9.
Yeah, redeem yourself with number 2.
What is number 2?
Number 2 is you're often critical.
Check.
So far.
Would you rather just grab my ding machine?
There you go.
Would you
That
rather
works.
just hit my dinger?
Mm-hmm. When I point to you, use a ding machine.
Go ahead and push my dinger. All right, I'm often. I'm not. You think I'm critical?
Oh my gosh, you are one of the most critical individuals I've ever encountered.
Okay, I agree with that one.
All right.
I agree with that one.
Next.
I am number 3. You're always late.
Ding.
We were late coming back to this segment by about 4 minutes, but
You're always late.
I'm not late for everything.
Yes, you are. You are late for
Hey,
everything.
I start the show at 6
You
o'clock.
were late for our wedding.
I wasn't late.
You were
for a
late.
wedding.
Your mother said you will be late for your own funeral.
That is such an overused, awful line. All right.
Okay.
So you're saying that the first 3, I don't listen enough, often critical, always late. You're saying that I already have a trifecta?
Ding, ding, ding.
Number 4, you struggle to apologize.
Oh, yeah. That's a biggie.
That is not true. I apologize.
Whatever.
When
To
I
who?
what?
For what?
Yeah. Tell
When to who for what?
Yeah.
Great. This is turning into a gang up on MJ. You think I struggle to apologize?
Oh, yeah.
I'm first to apologize. If I do something wrong, I apologize.
No, no, but you do it like this. Sometimes you'll just be like, I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Yeah, yeah.
Is that okay? I'm sorry, everybody.
Yeah.
Take a picture because I'm apologizing now.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Huh?
I'm sorry for everything I did in the last 30 years.
It's all my. Then suddenly you're the victim.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Yes. Okay.
That's you. Next.
So far, you're perfect on this.
Number 5, you're frequently negative.
Oh, ding, ding, ding.
All right, just knock it off. Get your finger off the button.
Stop.
You think
touching
I'm
this.
frequently negative?
You say negative things all the time. It's like, you
Like
know,
what? What's the last negative thing I said?
like before your trip, something was happening in the skies, and you were like, "Oh, I hope that doesn't impact my airplane going from California to the Taiwan." And I'm like, "Why are you even saying this? Why are you even thinking it?
Hold on. What are
happening?"
you talking about? I'm not afraid of flying.
No, there was some like air pollution.
No, Michelle.
crap or
Michelle, you're
something.
overthinking this whole thing. MJ, what do you think of my shirt today?
What?
Yeah, I'll stand up.
Oh my
What do you think of my
God,
shirt
that
today?
is hideous. Do you go out and look for the most hideous shirts
See?
to buy?
See?
It's a nice shirt. It's nice shirt. It got buttons. Got a little collar on.
All right, Andrew, you're showing Fester's shirt on MJTV.
Yeah, I'm just like that shirt looks like a tablecloth
but
vomited.
You buy a shirt like this, you get a free bowl of soup. Oh, but it looks good on you.
This is how I know you don't like something that I've purchased that I'm wearing. You'll be like, "How long have you had that?" Or, "Where'd you get that?" I'm like, you know what? I guess I got it at the ugly store because apparently you don't like it.
You know
that
what?
new?
That's a great. Forever 21 is closing down.
Oh
Yeah.
wow!
Just the ugly store. Open up the ugly store. Michelle, hold on a minute. I just renewed the domain names for
Yeah.
your clothing concept.
Right.
I'm not going to say what it is,
Right.
but
Is it the ugly store?
Hold on.
It should be.
Theuglystore.com. So Michelle has a clothing concept that she's been floating for like
8 years.
8 years, and all the domains that she wanted were totally available. I'm like, holy crap.
Yeah.
So I went to like, I don't know, GoDaddy or one of these, and
You buy them all.
I bought them, and I literally just renewed them like during the vacation, actually.
From the Starlink?
No, this was before when I was in Anilao, south of Manila.
Uh-huh.
I renewed all 4 of your internet domains. Are you ever going to do anything with your clothing concept?
I need some support for that. It's not. I'm not a seamstress.
All right.
You learn how to sew.
Well, this will be a different discussion. But Michelle thinks she's got a multi-million-dollar idea.
Oh, I do.
We'll see. All right, so you think I'm frequently negative. All right, number 6, you have a hard time celebrating others' success. That is not true.
Yeah,
That
I
is-
have to agree. Like you
That
definitely.
is not true. When somebody's successful, somebody that I know and like,
Yeah.
I'm very happy for them. So I do not have a hard time celebrating others' success.
Okay, maybe acknowledging success.
Why are
and
you
celebrating
grunting and
success
groaning over there?
That's a good point.
Are
Pastor.
two different things.
I agree.
Oh,
I agree.
say that
Now,
again?
Ding, ding
Well,
on this
hold on, I
one.
wasn't
I mean,
listening.
you're
Say-
not bad at acknowledging
See?
other people's success.
What do you mean? Stop with
Celebrating
the
their
dinger.
success.
Stop.
Two
Two
different
different
things.
things. Two different
That's not true.
Like hearing
All right.
and listening.
Number 7, I'm quick to judge.
Oh yeah.
I mean,
You think I'm quick to judge?
I mean, we can't even get past like 5 minutes of a show, and you go, "This is awful. I'm not watching this."
All right. How many? We watched like 3. I tried to give it a. What was a
What?
TV show that everyone was raving about?
The Western one.
And I watched it. I'm like, oh, no, it's not Yellowstone. I mean, I enjoyed Yellowstone. I just didn't think that and we still have to watch the second half of the final season. Did that drop yet? Did that just drop?
I think so.
All right. So we've got to watch the final half of the last season of Yellowstone.
I already know what happens. I read it.
I enjoyed Yellowstone. I just didn't think we were so late to watching Yellowstone that Michelle and I had to endure years of people saying, oh, it's so good. You got to watch Yellowstone. That it was a little bit of a letdown. It wasn't quite as good as the expectations that I had because of all the hype jammage.
That's wrong.
What's wrong?
That is not why your expectations were up.
Why were my expectations up?
Because it's a Taylor Sheridan product, and we typically love Taylor Sheridan products.
No, you're right.
That's it.
All right. So, but what's the other TV show that everyone was raving about, and we both of us said, "Oh God, we watched like 3 episodes. I'm like, oh my God, we're out of this."
I don't know.
There's only murders in the building.
Oh no, I liked it.
Oh, I hated that
Exactly.
thing.
Steve Martin and Martin Short.
Oh my God,
he didn't like that.
And Selena Gomez. Oh my, that's awful.
You know what? It was Selena Gomez. He doesn't like her, so then boom.
That is
over,
not true
done.
at all. I don't have any disdain for any of them.
What is wrong with that program? It's so cute and quirky.
It
and
is not.
It's funny and
I couldn't stand it.
okay.
Steve Martin's a treasure.
So I'm not quick to judge, okay?
Okay.
It took me 3 episodes to say I hated the damn TV.
You gave it a little time. All right. What else is on the list?
Number 8, we're almost done.
Yeah.
So,
let's go.
folks, if you're just tuning in, Michelle's trying to expose my personality disorders here on the show.
She just gave you a list of 9 things that people who are impossible to get along with.
9? No, it's not. 9 signs that you're actually a very difficult person to get along with. Okay, I guess that's exactly right.
Not that far
All right, hang on. All right, number 7, we did quick to judge. Number 8, this is wrong. Number 8 is you're inflexible.
You are inflexible. You will not compromise on anything.
You don't think I have any give or sway that it just snaps right off?
No. The only way that I can get you to do whatever it is I'm trying to is I literally just say, do it or I'm out.
All right, number 9 is completely false. Number 9 is not me. Number 9 signs you're actually a very difficult person to get along with. Number 9 is you lack empathy. That is not true.
I don't know.
I absolutely, I'm a sympathetic and an empathetic person. Absolutely. And you know that. You know. Hold on. Why are you?
I don't know.
Fester's like grumbling and groaning over here like he's got food poisoning. What's wrong with you?
You're empathetic on conditions, or
Yes.
you're not all encompassing. You're not an empathetic person overtly.
Right.
I mean, I know some people that are just super soft heart, super empathetic people. I mean, a guy who smokes for 40 years gets lung cancer. What do you tell him?
Well, you shouldn't have smoked for 40 years. All right?
Exactly. That's right.
Yeah, it's not empathy. I mean, okay, I'll give you a quarter on that one.
All right, so there are actually 2 stories. Should I do the next one or should I save that for tomorrow?
I'll save it for tomorrow.
All right, so tomorrow there are 4 items.
Was it another
Hold
MJ Bash
on.
session?
Hold on.
Oh, yeah.
These,
You're coming in, right?
hang on. All right, I tell you what, tomorrow morning, same bat time, same bat channel. Tomorrow morning, Michelle has another story. 4 phrases that manipulators use.
Okay, by the way, I simply send you these. If they resonate with you, on you, buddy.
Yeah.
That's
All right, so that'll be tomorrow. I think we've had enough of the MJ bashing for today, and people are saying, no, we haven't.
No, we're just getting started.
No, we haven't. No, keep on going. No, we haven't. Hey, have you seen this this sorority girl in Georgia, and she's the new hottest mugshot? Have you seen this girl?
no.
And then she gets arrested again. It's like I'll put the image up on MJ TV, and if you're really into it, Andrew, I guess you could put this thing up on As Heard on the MJ Morning Show. So, Andrew, get this up. But there's a part 1 and a part 2. And so I already saw part 1. I'm like, oh, man, all right, we got to talk about this. And you know what? She's doing, and I don't know whether she was consulted or just knew this or whether it was just
consulted. Who consults you when you get arrested?
Hey, there are prison consultants.
Other than my rights.
Hold on. Did you know, seriously, do you know that people can hire a prison consultant? If you've done something wrong, you've been convicted, you're going away for a stretch, you can hire a prison consultant. And a lot of times they're folks that did time on the inside. They did a stretch. And they will consult you how to survive in prison. So Georgia's sorority girl's mugshot is lighting up the internet because the mugshot, she's like smoking hot. It's like it's a yearbook photo. It's like a glamour shot. It's another one of these. It's a couple of times a year we get the stories with these mugshots that are unfreaking believable. So if you want to, Andrew will have it up on mjmorningshow.com in just a few minutes. mjmorningshow.com, and then click on near the top, as heard on the MJ Morning Show, and Andrew will get this thing up. Or if you want, just go ahead and just search Georgia sorority girl mugshot, and it'll come right up. And Michelle, come on. That's a pretty good-looking mugshot. Wouldn't you agree?
Oh, yeah. She looks happy to be there.
Yeah, Lily Stewart is her name, and she's a 20-year-old student from the University of Georgia. Go
Dogs.
Bulldogs, absolutely.
They don't say bulldogs. They say dogs.
Oh, whatever. All right.
Go
So,
Bulldogs.
20 years old, from University of Georgia, arrested early this month, booked on a speeding charge in excess of maximum limits, misdemeanor in the state. I guess she was driving 79 and a 55. Or at least the officer claims he observed her driving 79 and a 55.
And that's I'm going to have to take you in Georgia?
But then later saw her, mere minutes later, then saw her driving 84 and a 55.
Oh.
You know what? 79 is not enough. I'm going to jam it up another, Another 5 miles an hour? Yeah.
Okay.
So she gets arrested. She gets this awesome-looking booking photo. But wait, there's more. She gets arrested again. This just broke. Michelle, where are you going? Hold on. You got up to throw a tea bag away?
Yeah. I mean, the garbage
okay.
can's a little far from Michelle. She
You're
don't wanna-
talking.
All right.
Yeah. I mean, she's not in
Keep
this.
talking.
I didn't know where you were going.
This particular scene, she's not in.
So listen to this. Viral Georgia sorority girl Lily Stewart arrested again. I mean, she's got another phenomenal smiley booking shot.
What's the second arrest
She's
for?
got two. According to police records obtained by TMZ, Lily Stewart was busted by cops in Georgia early Sunday. This is yesterday. She was just arrested again over the weekend. According to the records, the 20-year-old college student was picked up by cops on charges of obstruction of a law enforcement officer and loitering and prowling.
Wow. Prowling.
Both misdemeanor charges. And as of yesterday, she was still in jail. Her bail was set at $4,000. And now she's got another smoking hot mugshot. She's got a 3/8 or a March 8th mugshot. And now she has a March 23rd mugshot from yesterday. They're both fantastic. She is a smoking hot criminal.
Yeah, she's really good looking.
I mean, she's very attractive, and she's smiling. I mean, she's put together.
Well, I've heard, not that I've been arrested, just detained, that to make a mugshot not look so mugshotty,
You smile.
smile.
Yeah. That's
Smile
one of
on
the
your
things, seriously, that, the mugshots that follow you around and they're used over and over again, if you're a newsmaker or celebrity, they always show the real, like, what's the worst mugshot of all time?
Like a Gary Busey mugshot.
No, hold on. No, there's another one.
What?
Come on, Nick Nolte.
Nick Nolte. Maybe that's what I'm thinking of. Nick Nolte.
That was maybe the best celebrity mugshot of all time.
Maybe I was thinking of Nick Nolte and not Gary
Well,
Busey.
it sounds like Fester could be a consultant.
But when you get arrested, if you are of the presence of mind to when they're, because I had a friend of mine got arrested, they had no idea that the mugshot was being taken that second.
Oh my God!
They said, stand here and they're kind of looking off to
like Raising Arizona or something.
He's like looking off to the corner. Like this. He's like
So
mid-word.
they capture you at the worst possible moment.
It looked terrible.
Hey, can we do a redo on that? Can I see that?
Yeah, like what was that place in the mall? They used to get the.
That's why I don't want
glamour shots.
Listen, there's a reason why I don't want to take pictures of Chloe. Chloe, like, hey, Dad, can you take a picture of me? Because whatever picture I take is no good. Michelle, hey, describe this. You describe this.
Take a picture of me, and then you stand back and you take like a couple of shots, and then she's like, "No, you weren't in the right position. No, you got to get down. Why do I look so short? You're not close enough. Get all my legs. No, not my legs. Just my head."
So, Michelle, are you and I in agreement that we do not want to take any freaking pictures of our daughter anymore?
Julian, who loves photography, will not take pictures of her.
Of Chloe.
Yeah.
Because she is ultra. What is it with this
I don't know.
Generation Z and all the selfies? Like, Chloe will sit in the car if we're driving, and I look in the back, and she's taking 9 pictures of herself, like in different poses. Like, what's going on here? Anyway. How'd we get it? Oh, the mugshot.
Mugshot.
All right, so moving along.
She's a beautiful young woman.
All right. So Michelle forwards me this from her mom, and Michelle's mom is all in a panic. Oh, did you see this? Beware. Alert, heads up. Oh, this is happening. Make sure you're aware of what's... And it's one of these internet bogus deals where... Does your mom get sucked into these things? Is she in that age zone where, like, she falls for all of these, like, urban legends and everything?
I think she's just making us aware.
All right, here it is. So Michelle's mom sends Michelle this. Michelle forwards it to me. And I'm like, oh, my God, this is serious. We gotta get on the stick here. No, come on. So Michelle's mom sends this. Just an FYI. This is the story of a real case that happened last week. Oh, I'm sure it is. A real case. Hey, Fester, it happened last week.
It just happened.
Just happened last week. You're like the first to know about this. All right. Real story, real case happened last week, and that a friend is sharing. A friend was put to sleep in the bathroom of a movie theater, and everything was stolen from her, and she doesn't remember anything, only that a woman gave her perfume to smell. Oh, my God. Didn't we talk about this like 20 years ago? Wasn't this another one of, be careful of the needles under movie theater seats. Be careful of the needles that people are placing on gas station nozzles. There was once the payphone coin slot, which there are no payphones anymore.
It
but
sounds like a recycled premise.
It does. Listen, I think I've heard of this. So the premise is that a woman asks this woman to smell her perfume in the bathroom, and it's some knockout chemical. And she like goes to sleep. She gets knocked out. She's knocked unconscious by this odoriferous toxin or whatever. And then the woman robs her of everything. Michelle, did you respond to your mom and tell her this is not true?
No.
This is false?
No.
No, let her believe
So
it.
hold on. You're going to let your mom believe this?
Sure. What's the harm?
I mean, let her.
Right?
I mean, at least she's on high alert at movie theater bathrooms.
And maybe it's not going to be a perfume, but it'll be something else. But she'll be on alert for it because, she's got this in her brain.
This is not happening. A woman who was put to sleep in the bathroom of a movie theater and everything was stolen from her, doesn't remember anything. Only the woman gave her a perfume to smell. I was also approached yesterday afternoon around 3:30 p.m. in the parking lot of the mall by 2 men who asked what kind of perfume I was wearing. Then they asked me if I would like to smell a sensational type of perfume that they were selling at a sale price. Because a lot of guys come up to you selling you perfume in mall parking lots.
That's right.
I probably would have accepted it if I hadn't received this notice about the perfume shock. The men remained between the parked cars, I imagine waiting for someone else to show up. I stopped the lady who was walking towards them and warned her. I've been warned that in shopping malls or parking lots, if these people approach you, offer to have you smell the perfume and that they're selling, but it's not actually perfume. It is Axter, A-X-T-E-R?
Yeah.
What the hell is Axter?
Well, that might be a word for another type of drug, but also they think that this originally began in 2000.
Yeah, this is old.
And,
this is urban legend BS.
So it used to say ether, but now people have updated it to Axter.
Oh.
Which might be,
okay.
I'm going to mispronounce this, hydroxyzine or hydroxyzine.
Is this
It's
just an evolution of the urban
Hydroxine?
legend?
Yeah, something like that.
When you smell it, if you feel faint, they'll take advantage of it. Anyways, would you just do I have to call your mother and tell her that this is bogus?
Be my guest.
That this is internet garbage?
No, let the old lady live in her world. Yeah.
Living in a toxic world.
That's mom right now.
All right, 7:52 at the MJ Morning Show. My God, the internet urban legend crap, it just keeps cycling over and over again. So Michelle sent me this item. This is while I was on my scuba trip. Michelle sends me a link to a Wall Street Journal piece. Car makers are reinventing the gear shifter and drivers are lost. Let me tell you right now, and I know this resonated with Michelle, and the minute I saw this, I'm like, you know what? This was one of the things that took a vehicle somewhat out of contention for Chloe. As many of you know, Chloe got her first car. Chloe ended up with a Mazda, was it a CX-5? Good 5-star crash test. Good starter car for Chloe. Got a nice, 3-year monthly lease payment. Very, very manageable.
So,
although I think we talked about this, Chloe's freaking monthly car insurance is more than the actual car payment. Is that unbelievable?
insane.
I mean, Florida insurance, both homeowners and auto insurance, the insurance in this state, I don't need to tell you folks, you know this.
That's why you
Insurance in
open
this,
up
what?
Open up a Montana company and register it up there. Yep. Open up this
I know people that do that.
outside of Helena.
Do you have RV buyers that do that? I know people that have Montana license plates.
I recently opened a Delaware company.
You
By the-
did.
By the
What's
way,
it doing?
By the way, if you see Montana license plates here in Florida,
It's going to be on really big
Yeah.
ticket items.
that is a local person, and they're I saw like a Mercedes, like a $200,000 G-Wagon, and it had Montana license plates around town. I'm
Honestly,
like,
it's not worth doing if you're buying like a $50,000 car. But if you're buying a $1 million vessel,
Bugatti
yeah, something.
or a Prevost
Yeah.
$1 million motorhome.
There's a disproportionate amount of $1 million items with Montana plates.
Let me get back to the gear shift lever.
sorry.
So, Wall Street Journal has a story, and this is true. A lot of the tech inside cars are pissing people off.
Well, didn't we have a report that people wanted more buttons?
People want we always had buttons and knobs. People want the buttons and knobs. People are getting fed up with the touchscreens. Like, Tesla ushered in that, where everything's a freaking touchscreen item. I don't want that. I want to be able to turn a knob to turn the radio up. Turn the radio up for that sweet sound. Hold me close, never let me go.
Why couldn't that have been your karaoke
I know
song,
that one.
Yeah,
Andrew?
really.
Make me lose control.
But yeah, my wife has a Tesla, and all there is
Turn the
is
radio.
a screen.
Yeah,
with
and
no
it's
dials.
huge.
I hate it. I
Yeah.
hate it. I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. I hate it.
Yeah, I mean, the kids are like, can you
I
change?
want buttons and knobs.
Yeah, I don't know how to do anything in the car.
Like, I want a Mini Moog Model D with all the knobs and buttons. I want a Jupiter 8. By the way, all synths in my collection. I wish I would have never given up the anyway. So I have one synthesizer regret. I gave something up. All right. So look, I want buttons and knobs. People are getting fed up with all of the tech where it's just too tough. You got to go through menus and this and that, and people want. And here's a perfect example that car makers are redesigning the gear shift lever. Listen to this. Wall Street Journal. And Chloe essentially took a vehicle out of the running because of the gear shift lever. That Chloe, who's 23 years old, Chloe wanted the stick shift style, middle of the console, upright gear shift lever. You depress the button, you put it in drive, you put it in park, you put it in reverse, you put it in neutral. Ultimately, Chloe said she was what?
More comfortable with that.
Most comfortable with a standard gear shift lever. And there's an SUV that she was looking at, and it's a brand that I really, really like. And the vehicle it's a great car, but they got rid of the lever. And there's like some kind of a crazy button kind of flick switch to put everything. And she didn't like that. So she walked away from that. Also, the lease was going to be a little more expensive, but she walked away from the vehicle because they did away with the standard gear shift lever. So Wall Street Journal had a piece. Sean O'Malley has driven hundreds of cars during his nearly 4-decade career as a vehicle tester. Listen to this. So this is a professional, tests vehicles.
That's the whole job?
Right.
I just drive
Dude,
cars.
Hey, you work for Car and Driver or Road and Track.
Okay, all right.
Hello?
All right, fine. All right.
You work for Edmunds or whatever. You're doing vehicle reviews. So Sean O'Malley has driven hundreds of cars, nearly a 40-year career as a vehicle tester. But one day, a couple of years ago, he found himself in the seat of a Hyundai at a loss of how to get the freaking car to move. O'Malley's senior test coordinator at the Insurance Institute for Highway Safety. That's the IAHS. They do the independent crash tests. They've been doing them for years.
Right.
They're famous for coming up with the offset crash test. So I always look at the government crash test and also look at the IIHS crash test as well. he and the team, they couldn't figure out how to put the freaking Hyundai into gear. They're sitting there going, duh, duh, duh. I think those are the noises they made. They're sitting in the vehicle. He and his colleagues could not find the gear shift lever in the Ioniq 5 sport utility vehicle. One of them finally spotted it tucked away behind the car's steering wheel. They couldn't figure out.
But isn't that where it used to be? My Nana had a car where you did that.
But that was that was the huge shift lever
big,
that attached to the steering column.
That's what this is. If you look at the picture of it, I'm looking at it.
I've driven plenty of cars, in the 80s.
I got to be honest. The guy's been doing this for 40 years. He's unfamiliar with the fact that the predecessor to having it over here might have been behind the steering wheel.
But
I'm not sure.
That was the long stalk.
This is a stalk. Look at it. It's a stalk behind the steering wheel. I'm looking at the picture.
It's a roll. It's like a twisty knob, like your windshield wipers.
It's different than what you'd
but he
expect.
still looked.
Anyway, but the point is that Chloe, through some SUVs, Chloe, was looking at the compact SUV category. Safety and crash tests were obviously the first key thing. Then if the car looked good, first of all, it had to look good, but then it had to have a great crash test as well. But Chloe kicked a vehicle that was high in consideration aside because it didn't have the standard shift lever on the center console. So, perfect example. Perfect example. All right, we got to talk about the chubby filter. You aware of this, Fester?
Listen, does it make you chubbier? Because I've been using that for like 30 years now.
So, Fester, you're saying that you had the chubby filter before anyone even knew what filters were?
I'm the founding father of chubby filter. No, is it like a Snapchat filter that makes you like plumper?
Yes. Apparently, there was some chubby filter that was available online or through an app, or whatever,
right?
And it's been yanked.
Why?
Chubby, this is a tick. See, I don't know TikTok because I refuse to have anything TikTok on my phone. I've never had a TikTok account. I've never been to TikTok. I've known for years that it's a Chinese spy operation, so I've got no use for it. But a chubby filter that was on TikTok has been yanked.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they've pulled the TikTok chubby filter, but the Chinese Communist government is still collecting all kinds of data and manipulating people worldwide.
Also, you can still make yourself look skinny.
Oh, they have the skinny filter?
I'm sure they do.
I mean, as long as I have that one.
So there was a chubby filter, and users were outraged, I say. It was slammed for toxic body shaming. Yeah, the filter originally came with a disclaimer warning users that they were more than their weight, meaning, oh, you're much more. But they had a filter to take a person that was not chubby, or the filter was to make people look chubbier. And I'm looking like at a before and after here, and I'll even hold this up to MJTV. So the picture right there is the woman normally, then she put it through the chubby filter, and then ends up with that. So here's the...
Okay.
I'm holding this up to MJTV right now.
Filter.
Yeah, I just don't understand this. They removed that because it's body shaming, and yet you can still get the skinny face. So we're still telling people that in order to be presentable on the internet, you need to skinny yourself down, and yet we have a filter that would allow somebody to have some fun and make themselves look plumper, and that's body shaming. I'm not really sure I understand. It seems a little counterintuitive to me.
I mean, I'm on Snapchat right now. They have 1,000 different filters to make you look completely different.
Right.
Make you look more effeminate, make you look more have a big old beard.
Send me a skinny Fester picture.
I will.
A controversial TikTok filter has been banned after experts warned it created a toxic online culture. Yeah, forget about it's a Chinese spy operation. The chubby filter used AI to make it appear as though users had dramatically gained weight. What are you laughing at over there?
Fester took a picture using some filter.
I just used a filter.
What filter do you have?
They have one filter that's a very handsome filter.
Wait a minute.
It's handsome Fester.
Wait a minute. Hold on.
He's already handsome.
Hold on. Wait a minute. You took a picture of me just now?
No.
Fester.
Michelle said, send me a picture. And
See?
I sent
Not
her
a good listener.
I sent him a picture of, they have like this handsome filter on Snapchat. And I took the picture of myself and sent it to her. And she's, Very impressed.
Wait, well, hold on. Did you run something through a filter?
Yes.
What filter do you have?
Oh,
Why do you have filters for photos?
You
It's
don't
a
know about
handsome filter.
Okay, you don't know anything about Snapchat, do you? You don't know anything.
Nobody uses Snapchat anymore.
Okay.
Yes, they do.
No, they don't.
Here.
I haven't heard Snapchat mentioned since
Look at
2018.
this photo.
Our kids still snap.
Do they really? What the hell's that?
That's Handsome Fester.
That's you?
Through the filter of the Handsome filter.
It's a handsome filter.
Let me hold this up to MJTV.
Look how good looking I am.
Hey, Andrew, go ahead and flip between. Put Fester's camera on. You got it? All right. If you're watching MJTV, here's Fester's picture. Now go to my camera, and I'm holding up. Fester took his picture and put it through this Handsome filter.
It's a handsome filter.
Go back and forth. Go back and forth right now. Go. Back and forth. Back, forth. Back, forth.
Let's do
back,
you.
Forth.
Let's do you.
Yeah, let me pull up the Handsome filter and put you on there.
Yeah,
Throw it back.
I want to see what you look like
So-
with a handsome
All right, so
filter.
wait, you can take a picture of me right now?
Yeah,
Hold on,
take a picture right
All right,
now,
This is another reason to watch MJTV.
and then he runs it through the filter.
All right,
Oh, yeah.
go ahead and take a
Oh,
picture
yeah,
of me. All right,
I turn my camera around.
all right, take a picture of me, and right here, Fester's taking a picture of me. I'm looking into his camera.
So good looking.
Hold on.
This is terrible.
Wait a minute. All right, here. I'm holding
Oh my
this
God,
up,
how good
KMT.
looking you are.
You can see I'm wearing the same T-shirt.
It looks nothing like you.
Would you like to sleep with me or this guy, Michelle?
Handsome MJ.
Which guy do you want to do? This guy or me?
Oh my God! It's no question. This filter guy works. So,
All right.
so the
Me in real. Here we go. Me in real life,
Oh no!
and now the handsome filter. Look at this. Me, handsome guy. Me, handsome guy. All right, folks, go back and watch today's MJTV. Go to mjmorningshow.com and top of the page, click on MJTV. You can watch us live from 6 to 10 every morning, or you'll see on the list you can go back and watch any of our previous shows on video here in the studio. Well, so the chubby filter.
Yeah.
What's wrong with that?
Come on, people, just swipe over to the next filter.
Don't you want to see what you look like, chubby MJ?
The move was celebrated by activists, including food and nutrition scientist Dr. Emmett Beckett. Dr. Emma Beckett said that the trend was a huge step backwards in how we talk about weight.
Oh, shut up.
During an interview, she said it's just the same old false stereotypes and tropes about people in larger bodies being lazy and flawed and something to be desperately avoided. Listen, I don't agree with body shaming, and if someone's overweight, they're overweight. I mean, if it bothers you, then curtail eating and exercise.
So that was not acceptable. But I'm looking at TikTok.com. If I Google filters to look skinny, unlock your best look with the skinny filter. Enhance your selfies and achieve your body goals effortlessly. That's okay. Like that's not body shaming. That's not taking us in the wrong direction.
Listen, life is contradictory. People make a big deal out of one thing and then another thing. It's okay. I mean, we all see the contradictions in life. Life is a freaking contradiction. Any way you slice it. All right. So heads up on the chubby filter, which I guess has been axed. Hey, what do you think of bracelets?
Is that bracelets for men?
Yes.
Oh.
So we have talked about. They're not new. They've been around. I saw a guy while traveling.
Mm-hmm.
This was going to the Philippines. I'm lining up to get into my my boarding category to fly an airline I really like. And listen, if I'm traveling, holy crap. Flying to the Philippines was 15 hours and 20 minutes. All right. And that was just LAX to Taiwan. And an airline I really like, and I think, Michelle, I was aware of the airline, I just never flown it. When I flew to Indonesia with Chloe a year ago, after Chloe graduated college, and I took Chloe to scuba dive in Raja Ampat in Indonesia, one of the best on the planet. We flew EVA Air. It's a Taiwanese airline. It's not the commie mainland China. It's a Taiwanese airline called EVA Air. And it's part of the Evergreen group. Like you've probably seen Evergreen Cargo.
Oh, yeah.
Anyway,
Yes,
so
Evergreen, yes.
I really like the airline. And Michelle, remember, you found us business class for half the price.
Mm-hmm.
And they're always in the top 10 airlines. So if you look at like international best airlines, EVA Air, I think they just came in at number 7 or 8, and it's a really solid airline. So I'm in line for the flight to go to L.A. to Taiwan. Then we flew from Taipei, Taiwan to Manila. It was 15 hours and 20 minutes over. And coming back on late Saturday night, it was 10 hours and 45 minutes. Almost 5 hours shorter coming back because of the ripping tailwind. We were doing about 710 miles an hour. I was looking at the little screen that shows the progress of the flight. So going to L.A., I'm in line, lining up for my boarding. There's a dude in front of me. I wanted to smack him on the back of his head.
Why?
He had about 35 of the bro bracelets on. He had the leather ones. He had the twine ones. He had the string ones. He had the
it's a whole
woven
look
ones.
for
Oh,
some
my
guys.
God. What is it with the guys and these bro bracelets? I mean, listen, you want to wear one? Fine. This guy had 30 freaking bro bracelets on.
My question then becomes when he has to take a shower. I don't think he takes them all off.
No.
Because they're all tied on.
They're
and
tied up. They
like,
but
that's
they
just-
must reek.
Yeah, that kind of grosses me out.
They must I mean, just the. You know what? I want to go to the bro bracelet phones. All right, seriously.
If you're wearing a bro bracelet,
No.
call MJ right now.
You know
Tell
what?
him how you remove it to wash your hands.
I mean, it sounds like something like some guy from a rock band would.
What
Yeah.
happened?
You know,
What,
Or a surfer.
yeah.
what happens if you're wiping and accidentally?
A
Okay.
little band nugget.
All right, hey, all right, no,
A bandleberry.
All right, seriously, all kidding aside,
Always.
there are a number of calls we can take here. Women, are you into the guys with the bro bracelets, all the tied-on strings and leather and all? I mean, this dude was out of freaking control. I wanted to get like gardening shears and cut him off, but my gardening shears would not. They were taken to TSA. I couldn't get them through.
Yeah, that's right.
All right. So I want to go to phones on this. So women, what do you think of the guys with all the bro bracelets? And then, guys, are you a bro bracelet dude or are you a recovering bro bracelet dude? I mean, but you see some guys and they've got like 20 of these things, 15 of these things, and they're going halfway up their freaking forearm with all these bro bracelets. All right, any aspect of the bro bracelet, call us. I want to take a couple of calls here. 800-990-1047. 800-990-1047. Are you a bro bracelet guy? Are you a recovering bro bracelet guy? We're like, oh my God, what am I doing? This looks ridiculous. All right. Or, all right. Or are you a woman? So women, I mean, particularly, I want to know if women are into the guys with the bro bracelets. And do they smell? Have you ever been turned off by a bro bracelet guy? All right, let's go to phones. 800-990-1047. Or if there's an angle that I'm not thinking of regarding the bro bracelet. 800-990-1047 gets you in. And yes, we are live. This is Monday, March 24th. We're off of best ofs. We're back live today. Spring break is over. It's over? Did somebody say over? It's not over till I say it's over.
Well, it's
Was it
over.
over when the Germans bombed Pearl Harbor? Let's go to Jackie. Jackie up first. Jackie in St. Pete Beach. Hello, Jackie. You're on the MJ Morning Show. Welcome. Hold on, Jackie. I got to learn the equipment again. All right, Jackie, you're on. Go ahead.
Good morning.
Yes, Jackie.
Where did the whole concept of the bro bracelet come from in the first place?
You know what? Can you do a 5-page report, single space for me, and have that done by tomorrow? All right, maybe not. All right, so Jackie, I'm taking that you don't really like the bro bracelets either, right?
I think I heard you describe it as 30 bracelets up his arm, I saw a guy over the weekend down at the beach. I want to go up to him and say, I hate to say this, but you look so gay with that on.
Well, don't offend a portion of our listening audience, Jackie.
No, no.
I hate to say it. I don't
She
mean
hated
it.
to say it.
Well, but you
You
said
know
it.
what I mean?
Jackie hated to say
Right.
it, but you look a little, wow.
Oh, so Jackie, you're a woman and you're not into the guys with all.
Absolutely.
If Jackie, if a guy has one or two, is that okay?
Have one or two. It's just like you were saying. How dirty is that going to get? You know, you're sweating and you're in Florida for crying out loud. You know.
Yeah, dingleberries.
Sweaty, dirty. Yeah. And come here, baby. Let me stroke your hair. What is that foot odor I'm smelling on your arm?
What is that foot odor on your arm from your decaying, filthy bro bracelets?
Jackie's right.
Ridiculous.
Jackie, thank you for the call.
Okay. Have a great day.
And also, when you get out of the shower, how long do those damn things take to dry?
Oh, no.
You got to put your arm in a towel rack for like 6 hours.
I mean, maybe unfairly, I think of like Brett Michaels or something when you talk about guys who wear a bunch of bracelets.
I see. That's what I'm talking about. Great first call from Jackie. 800-990-1047. 800-990-1047. If you have any bro bracelet story with the guys that wear all those bracelets, mostly like string and cloth and leather and woven. Any, I'll take a couple more calls on this. 800-990-1047. 800-990-1047. I'm sure there's a bro bracelet angle we're not thinking of that someone can call us with. Or any input that you have. If you're a woman, what's the message to guys that have a whole armful of bro bracelets? Julio in Lakeland. Julio, you're on the MJ Morning Show.
Hey, how you doing, man? Well, I used to wear those when I was a teenager, and that was back in the 80s.
All right, so you outgrew these. As an adult, though, Julio, you're not wearing a bro bracelet these days.
No, that was just when we were teenagers, and they were made out of leather, and some of them were made out of fabric. But
listen, I see it. Julio, I see it all the time. I see grown-ass guys with these freaking, bracelets up and down their arms. Like I said, LAX, 2 weeks ago, I'm getting on a flight to Taiwan, and there's a guy with 30, 40 of these damn things up and down his arm. Like, what the hell?
But what I can tell you is they are tied where you can just slide the knots out, and they come off. We never took a shower with them.
Oh, okay. So you took them off? All right.
Yeah. So I had maybe like 10, 12, but you slide the knots are tied so that it's one string inside the other. One string is in the knot and the other string is in the other knot.
All right.
So when you separate the strings, they come off.
All right. So this is why I'm taking phone calls. I'm sorry, I'm not a bro bracelet expert.
Julio is.
You know what? Julio, thank you for calling in, buddy. You've been very helpful and informative.
No problem.
A lot of guys hold on to that rocker look, MJ, way too long.
You know what? I'm tired of these phone calls now, just like the bro bracelets. Tell the calls on hold. Thank you very much, Andrew. I appreciate it. So, all right, moving along. Guess what the new hotspot is for first dates? And this is a way to kind of back down the commitment, also the expense. Yeah. So a lot of times first dates were at a restaurant.
You go to a restaurant
to impress.
You really can't get out of a restaurant now for $100 if it's a nicer meal, right?
Well, listen, you go to like TJ. Well, that's not a good example. Like they're out of business. All right,
Olive Garden.
You go to Olive Garden. You go to
Longhorn.
Or I was going to say like Applebee's or something.
Let's go to Applebee's. Right?
Who goes to Applebee's on a date?
Who knows? It's a nice place.
Plenty of folks do, but I'm just saying that food prices. Dude, you go to Five Guys now, and you get a burger and fries and a drink. It's $25, isn't it?
Yeah, it's pretty close.
We did it the other night.
That's a lot of money.
I mean, seriously, look at what it's costing to get fast food these days with prices and inflation. So here's the deal. A lot of first dates are happening at this location. This blank is the hot new first date spot because a lot of the guys that are meeting the girl say that it's cheaper and less of a commitment. And one of the terms they're using, that this is somewhat low stakes.
Okay, I saw this article because I stapled your papers.
Yes.
We've known this for years. This is like the slide in. This is not something new and novel. You've always known for the last 20 years.
Fester, do you know what it is?
Is it Is it an ice cream parlor?
Yeah, you're close. You're not far off, but
I mean, I'll take a lady to Bo's ice cream.
that is a lousy guess.
Spend
but-
$3.50 on a dip cone and find out I don't like her, and I'm bouncing.
Come on, Fester.
Is it like
Blank
that?
are the new hot first date spots because guys say it's much less of a commitment.
Is it donut shops?
Ooh.
You're getting a little closer.
Am I in the right genre
Yes.
of desserts?
No.
Coffee shops? Like Starbucks? Or?
Coffee shop survey says yes. Coffee shops.
I'd much rather be taken to an ice cream parlor.
Yeah, me too.
But now, armed with this information, if you're meeting a guy for a first date and he says, "Hey, let's just meet at a coffee," what are some of the coffee shops? Like, I'm not a coffee drinker, so I know Starbucks. Do we even have Seattle's Best around here?
I don't think so.
We have Kawa,
Kawa's is that
Buddy Brew.
Yeah. What is it? Buddy Brew?
Uh-huh. Yep.
What's the stand down on 9th Street in St. Pete where you used to get the Honey Ladies elixirs? What's that place called?
Pineapple Express.
Is that what it is? Pineapple?
or Pineapple Espresso, something like that.
something
Yeah.
like-
That's a good coffee shop.
Yeah. So more and more singles are going on first dates at coffee shops, coffee houses, versus a big, huge, full production dinner. which
Okay,
is- yeah.
but hold on now. I mean,
Yeah.
some of these coffee shops are designed to be kind of experiences.
Yeah.
And then there's just the Starbucks in the corner of, Dale Mabry. And,
Yeah.
I mean, that's it. So
Kennedy and
yeah.
West Shore.
So MJ, I mean, it's all right. I mean, listen, I think
I
both
think-
parties are invested.
What are you? Are you disappointed with my content here? or
No,
what?
Yeah,
I'm saying
I am.
I agree with it.
I just think it's been out there for a long time. Like, hey, let's meet. Hey, can we get together for some coffee?
Let's just get some
and kind of
coffee.
like, yeah,
feel each other out. See
Right.
if we even like each other. That we want to. Because
right.
as much as it's the guy maybe traditionally sometimes pays for the meal. Okay,
Sure.
fine from an expense point. The other side of it is she doesn't want to necessarily be sitting across from this guy for an hour and a half watching him.
Yeah, eat like a
eat.
beast.
Yeah, seriously. Listen, if I don't like
Well,
you,
I'm just pointing it out.
I
So
don't think this is new information.
so you meet
Move along.
MJ. You meet MJ at a coffee shop, and
Never.
he's like, "I don't drink coffee. I'll have,
Right.
I'll have a water.
Right.
I'll have a water." That's
What if
it.
you're not a coffee? A lot
Yeah.
of people are not coffee drinkers. Then you're going to be a tea drinker.
I'm shifting topics right
Thank
now.
you.
We're
Very
moving. We're
good.
moving on.
Go.
All right. Let me tell you right now. I am not embarrassed. I am very comfortable with my masculinity. I have no issue in making this claim. I don't care about March Madness. I don't care about the brackets. Michelle is a whole different story. I know what's going on here, but Michelle's turned into a football junkie monster.
What are you trying to shake and bake over there? Huh?
All right, hold
You
on.
definitely did not just do a bank shot.
All right, hold on. Just stop for a minute. So, Michelle went kook. It's really the last couple of years. You've gone like cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs.
It's as if you don't know me.
It's like, but you never had to watch every single NFL televised game on Sunday afternoon, the early game, the late game, then the night game, then Monday Night Football, then with Amazon's advent of Thursday Night Football. I mean, you've become like a football monster. And now with March Madness, I could give a flying frig about March Madness. And Michelle is like watching every single game. It's TNT, it's CBS, it's whatever network. And Michelle was watching till midnight last night, it seemed. So Michelle also has been compiling a list, and Michelle is annoying the living F out of me by just randomly spouting all of the college basketball and also NBA, all these play-by-play, like cliche phrases. Up 3 from downtown. It's like
That's some classic Marv Albert right there.
come on, let me bite your back, you hooker.
It's so like the way they're talking about it's
Wait a
dramatic,
second.
and they have all this different language.
I just
Colorful.
realized my fly's unzipped. How long has it been unzipped?
Probably
Oh
the whole
my
show.
God.
All right, let me zip it up. All right, so Michelle,
It's new.
do you want to
Always.
hit the audience with the obnoxious phrases that you're like just
They're not obnoxious.
you're randomly just I've been holding
You're playing with house money.
all right.
I don't even know what that means, but it sounds fun.
Because they have nothing to lose. I
He's
mean,
playing with the house money. Is that when they have a huge lead and he's just taking like
No.
kind of
Could be.
what is it?
No.
I would
What
think
does house money
playing
mean?
with the house money
It
is
means that a team has exceeded expectations and is now playing without pressure.
that's playing with the house money. Oh, okay.
See? See? Because you know what? I said to you the other day, I was describing to you like, oh, this team, like that was the first time in the bracket. And you go, you know what that's called? And I was like, no. And you go, that's a bracket buster.
Oh, so
no, that's wrong. That is not a bracket buster.
No, I didn't say first time.
Yes, you did. That's what I was talking to you about.
No.
Bad listener. Bad listener.
When a team is expected to win and the underdog wins that game, that's the bracket buster.
Oh, you said it so backwards.
No, of course I know what a bracket buster is.
Nope, that's not what you said.
Yes, it is. Exactly. You don't listen to me.
No.
Listen, a bracket buster is when you've got a matchup and you've got a clear favorite and the underdog wins. That's what busts. And every year it seems that people are up, I'm out, my brackets were busted.
On day one.
That's a bracket buster.
But that wasn't what I was describing
listen
to
to
you.
me. I've been home for less than 24 hours.
Mm-hmm.
My last of 5 flights from Puerto Princesa, Palawan, Philippines. I did a flight to Manila, then Manila to Taipei, Taiwan, Taipei, Taiwan to LAX, and then I flew LAX to Atlanta, and then Atlanta to Tampa. I wheels down yesterday at 8:55 a.m. from Atlanta, and I haven't even been home 24 hours, and Michelle's like whacking me with all these damn basketball phrases and slogans nonstop.
And there goes Fester with the alley-oop to MJ.
I wish I could alley you.
That's old school, actually.
So, listen.
I like it.
All right.
It's
ESPN, USA Today, they have all these brackets. They get millions and millions and millions of submissions. After Saturday's games, there were only 3 that were still correct.
Only 3.
Wow.
Only 3 brackets
Left. After yesterday's game, none.
Hold on. There are of the submissions. Was it ESPN?
ESPN, USA Today.
You're saying that
players.
nobody has of submissions. There are no brackets that are still in contention.
Through the 40 games and 3 days of the NCAA tournament competition, somehow there are still 3 perfect ones, according to USA Today, and they're probably, if not the most popular, the second most popular.
Hold on. Is this outdated already? Have those brackets been, you're saying those brackets have now been busted?
Then here's from
the 3 that were still alive?
11 hours ago from some news station I never heard of, brackets busted. No perfect March Madness brackets remain after yesterday's games. The key isn't to be perfect. It's to have like a point value to eventually pick a winner. But, man, you know, a team like some no-name team out of the middle of nowhere.
McNeese?
Beats. Yeah. Who picked McNeese?
McNeese?
Right? You don't even know where McNeese is.
I want a McFlurry.
That's what their mascot is. It's the McNeese McFlurries.
And it's a triple-double from Fester.
Michelle, just get him out of your system. Go.
I love it.
Go.
Double trouble. Double-double.
Double.
A double. That's a burger from In-N-Out Burger.
That's really good, actually.
And there's a bank shot from MJ.
Well, that's old.
Also the hook shot.
That's old
That
school.
Biddle kept doing the hook shot.
That's old school.
They're saying all the same things.
Right.
I really like the coast to coast. That was fun.
Coast to coast.
I know.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah.
Are you done? Is it out of your system?
But talking about the brackets, do you know who also cannot make a perfect bracket, by the way?
Who?
I don't know what you're asking.
AI. AI is incapable of creating the successful bracket, and I say that if it cannot do a bracket successfully,
then screw AI.
Out.
AI sucks. So all this talk of artificial intelligence, AI, and AI can't. Well, then what freaking good is AI?
I don't know.
AI is supposed to kill humanity off, but it can't even pick a bracket?
Nope. Yeah, that's what I said.
Get out of here.
Not even AI can pick a perfect bracket.
Guess what? Skipping this year's March Madness brackets, it's just not you. That's me every year. I don't care. I have never, folks, I have no problem saying this. I have never, ever once, I've never done an NCAA March Madness bracket.
I'm not doing the bracket. I'm watching the games and enjoying it. Chloe was in the lead in her office pool bracket, by the way, with the points.
Hope there's no betting at the state attorney's office.
There's no betting. Nope. I had to educate her on that front. I told her to go to work and ask, like, hey, can we put some real money down and get some skin in the game? And she was like, yeah, why aren't we doing that? And I go, because it's illegal.
Because it's the state attorney's office.
I'm like, Chloe, don't you dare.
That's hysterical. I'm done. I'm just saying that I don't do brackets. It's not for me. I really don't care much about March. Listen, the Final Four, while I watch some of the games, am I being forced to watch like too many games with Michelle now? Yes.
No.
Yeah.
Listen to me. It is so fun, Fester, you would agree, to watch these college kids. They are playing their hearts out. I mean, just to like get to somewhere within this. But Fester, you were explaining to me before when we were talking about this, what you recently kind of why you started enjoying it more.
Hey, Fester, why did you just bring this up?
All right,
this popped up in my reels.
I saw this over the weekend.
This is a Howard Stern clip.
Respect to Howard Stern on his show.
What does he work? 1 day a week now?
Probably, maybe half a day.
Makes $500 million a year, and he does one live show a week on Sirius XM.
Good for Howard.
Yeah, good for Howard.
Anyway, I saw this clip. I saw it on social media.
What is he? 80 now? How old is Howard Stern?
100 maybe? Yeah. No, but still, he's doing great, I guess. I don't know. But anyway, he had this segment about an NBA player who plays for the Toronto Raptors, and the guy's name is Grady Dick.
Grady Dick, and he plays for Toronto.
He's a star player in the league, and here.
So this popped up in my Instagram feed, and I was at one of my layovers, and I'm on I'm going through my Instagram feed. And this actually popped up somehow, and it's a clip from Howard Stern recently. Is that it?
It's posted a day ago on this media platform.
Oh, wow. Okay, all right.
So I think it's been in the last week.
It's actually pretty funny.
All right.
So do you have the audio? Can you play it?
Yeah, let me refresh it.
Play it from the beginning. Play a little from the beginning.
A guy in the NBA, his name is Grady Dick. So the announcers are having a hard time all season because the guy's name is Dick, throwing them off their game. I don't know what's going on, but listen to this.
This is Dick trying to penetrate inside. They try to go backdoor with Dick. Dick hard charging to the cup. Dick is going to score.
Dick was coming wide open back door.
Dick couldn't hit it.
Dick goes down.
Dick rises up. Dick goes down. Mobile in. Dick is out.
Dick struggling big time tonight.
It's a big deal. The guy's name is Dick, you know.
Did Stern's people do the legwork on that? That's pretty clever, actually.
It's a pretty good clip.
Pretty good clip. All right, so good clip from Howard. You don't hear much about Howard Stern these days, but I'll give him some accolades. You got to give the guy credit for what he's done in his career.
Absolutely.
Made a whole lot more money than I ever did.
Good for him. Good for Grady Dick.
Oh, one last thing, Grady Dick. One last thing, and I saw this for the first time last night. Did you see the NCAA betting commercial about don't take loss? I had never seen this before. I didn't know this was a thing. Michelle, did you see this?
I don't know if we're talking about the same commercial.
Which one?
Hold on. The NCAA, the NCAA is running a commercial that if your team loses and you had money on the game,
right,
do not harass the players of that team.
Right, like if MJ misses the last, buzzer beater.
Buzzer buster, whatever.
Right, you don't do it.
All
Guess
of these
what?
players are easily findable on social media. You can drop into their DMs. You suck.
I mean,
and this is I never knew this was a so the NCAA is running a commercial during the games, and I'd never heard this before. Listen.
There's losing, and then there's being the loser. Game time comes with enough pressure. Way too often, people are betting on sports, losing, and taking it out on the athletes. Only a loser would harass college athletes after losing a bet. But it happens almost every day.
Wow. People harass the college athletes on the losing team because they lost the bet?
I meant to point that out to you because I was like, that is so bizarre that somebody would think that because they lost a bet, they're going to reach out to tell some player, whatever, say something nasty to them because you missed that ball.
Yeah.
Now I lost 50 grand.
Right. Listen.
Root for your team. Get crazy when the buzzer sounds. But don't harass anyone because you lost a bet. It's time we draw the line and put an end to the abuse. Brought to you by the NCAA.
So you're telling me it's that bad that the NCAA has to run a commercial telling people if you lost your bet, don't harass players on the team?
All right. So, MJ, you lose $500 because some 19-year-old misses.
I lost the freaking house! You son of a
and I mean, think about the negative roads that some of these
I'll
insults
kill
might
you!
go down.
You mother!
Yeah, right? Insulting their families, insulting them.
They're just college kids.
I'm going to kill you. If I ever see you, I'm going to punch you in the face.
Listen,
you can't do that.
I didn't know this was a
Terrible.
thing. Do not harass the players they're a freaking college junior. Leave them alone.
I know.
You know?
Listen, forget that commercial. The other commercial is driving me nuts.
You know what? Michelle brought up the same thing last night.
Driving me nuts. Why this one?
So
and why so much?
You know what? I saw you bring this up on the computer in front of me. And I'm like, and I'm nodding. This is off air. You know, if you're watching MJ TV, you might have seen me, nod at Fest. I'm like, yeah, Michelle brought up the same thing.
Every game, it seems like every other commercial break, there's this commercial.
It's this one. I love it.
For whatever reason.
I hate it.
For whatever reason.
I love it.
No.
Geico brought out the little piggy, wee, all the way home vintage Geico insurance commercial.
Maybe. Wait.
2000?
The lizard is on spring break.
It has like this. Who's this smug guy?
Yeah,
I forgot who.
Yeah, who was that guy?
I don't know.
So Geico, for whatever reason, during the NCAA March Madness games, they're running the old little roll the commercial. Hit it.
But it's just the only one they're running.
Play, go.
Could switching to Geico really save you 15% or more on car insurance? Did the little piggy cry wee all the way home?
Max. Wait! Maxwell!
Yeah?
You're home.
Oh, cool. Thanks, Mrs. A.
Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15%.
Maxwell the pig.
This is such a... I mean, it was a
So wait a
catchy
minute,
commercial.
You hate it. Michelle likes it.
It runs...
Apparently, I'm in the minority because there's all types of articles now that are coming up that say it's so annoying and people hate it. They're like, why are they running this?
It's the only
commercial?
Geico commercial. I mean, is Geico trying to get more buzz by replaying this awful commercial?
Also, it's so old, it's not even widescreen. They've got it like it's like a 4x3, the old square format.
I mean,
when they run it.
did this come out? Like 2000 or 2002?
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know the year it came out, but I saw it.
It's like in 2010, I think it said.
It was posted to YouTube
it should be.
14 years ago.
Should be
so
Why annoying 2010 insurance commercial?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
So it's 2010, so it should have been widescreen in 2010. That doesn't make sense. Anyway, I'm not doing March Madness brackets. I'm not harassing and threatening to kill players that lose because I lost 12 large on a college basketball game. Oh,
You're just no fun.
Oh, my God. Hey, if you're a pot smoker, listen up. By the way, it's 8:35. It's the MJ Morning Show. We're still going. We're still in the middle of an hour and 20 minutes of nonstop MJ. No one does this. It's nonstop content, nonstop entertainment every morning. No music, no commercials. We go for an hour and 20 minutes plus every single day here on the MJ Morning Show. If you're a pot smoker, cannabis users, pot smokers under the age of 50 are 6 times more likely to have a heart attack, according to a brand new study.
All right.
Are you aware of that?
Smoke some marijuana. I'm a marijuana smoker.
All right, well, dude, you're under 50, and you're, I guess, increasing the risk of a heart attack.
Smoke some marijuana. I'm a marijuana smoker.
All right, hold on. Over the course of your whole life or just in that time?
Anything else, sir?
I did hit some meth.
I mean,
hey, listen, it is a gateway.
Smoke some marijuana. I'm a marijuana smoker. I did hit some meth.
You can always get great clips out of old Cops episodes. Pluto TV, folks. All right, what else?
But is it 6 times more likely in your entire life? I mean, like, am I going to be like 80? I'm like, I shouldn't have had that joint when I was 20.
Fester, I'm glad you asked. Let me share some of the clinical studies. I'll do the announcer guy from the wee all the way home Geico commercial. So, a new study shows that young people who consume marijuana are 6 times more likely to experience a heart attack than their counterparts. Research published in the Journal of the American College of Cardiology. That's the JACC. That's JACC.
Yeah.
Yep. So it's JACC. Is my subscription on or off to Jack?
It's off.
Jack on or Jack
off?
It's
been off for a while.
Just Michelle, why'd you roll your eyes at me?
Because you guys always go there or poop. Either way.
All right, whatever. All right. So research published in the Journal of American College of Cardiology shows that people under the age of 50 who consume marijuana are about 6.2 times more likely to experience a myocardial infarction or a heart attack than non-marijuana users. Young marijuana users are also 4.3 times more likely to experience one of those strokes. You know, the what is it? Ischemic stroke.
Wow.
And 2 times more likely to experience heart failure. Research surveyed over 4.6 million people under the age of 50, of which 4.5 million do not use marijuana and 93,000 do. All participants were free of health conditions commonly associated with cardiovascular risks like hypertension, coronary artery disease, diabetes, a history of myocardial infarction in the family or themselves. Anyway, I mean, that's significant, and that's a lot of people. That people smoking pot under the age of 50 are 6 times more likely to have a heart attack.
So the answer is, Fester, you're not going to make it to 80 to have that heart attack. They're talking about 50 people under 50.
Dude, what about our common friend that is just token nonstop? I mean, he's going to leave a widow and fatherless kids if he doesn't back it down.
Better leave him a big bag of weed, too, so. You gotta take the wins where you can get them.
Holy crap. Oh, man, George Foreman.
He smoked that one doob.
Yeah,
and
took him out.
It caught him 40 years later.
George Foreman. The news broke a couple of days ago that George Foreman was dead at 76. I would have thought he would be older than that. 76 is kind of on the young side these days.
Not for very large men. I mean, George Foreman lived a full life.
Anyway, George Foreman died on Friday at the age of 76, according to his family. And, of course, 2-time heavyweight boxing champ. He won a gold medal in the Olympics.
He was boxing. He had a comeback in his 40s, right?
He then became a pastor. Then he got involved in the George Foreman Grill. I had read that he made a couple of $100 million from the George Foreman Grill.
Years ago,
holy frig.
We did an interview with George Foreman, and that was like the first question you had.
Oh, that's right.
And he just laughed. He's like, yeah, that's right.
He's laughing all the way to the bank.
All the way to the bank.
I'm reading it right now. He said he made much more because there were months where he was being paid $8 million a month.
Unbelievable.
What did he do with all that money?
Name all of his kids George?
Well, I think so. Doesn't he have like 5 kids named George?
Yeah.
George 1, George 2, George 3.
And then there's like his daughter Georgina or something. But you know, this guy, he's a staple in like every kitchen. Who doesn't have a George Foreman lean mean grilling machine?
We don't.
Well, we did.
We did have one.
We did a long time ago.
But we didn't buy that, did we?
No, Scotty's gave it to us.
Oh, that's right. When we were doing commercials for Scotty's, the old local, remember Scotty's, the old home improvement place locally. Scotty's gave me one. But I never had a George Foreman lean mean grilling machine, wasn't it? Wasn't that it?
Lean mean, and, from like 1995 to like 2003, that was like the kitchen gadget. You know, you could see like the fat roll off and catch it in a little drip tray, and you felt like you were eating better.
I used to drink that fat.
Yeah, good stuff.
Yeah, absolutely, because fat is flavor. In fact, I want to go just get a fat milkshake at a fast food restaurant. Just give me a large shake.
Had a busy day? My lean mean fat reducing grilling machine is great to come home to.
Yeah.
It lets you prepare hot, delicious meals in just minutes. My extra large grill with temperature control is only available from Sears, and it's a knockout.
Dinner's ready, George.
I'm so proud of it, I put my name on it. And because it's from Sears, you know your satisfaction is guaranteed or your money back.
Wow. Oh, it was originally, was it only available at Sears? Was that a special version?
But he had 50 different versions of it. There was like the little apartment-sized one, then there was like the big one where
They
you
had
could
one
feed
the size of a sofa?
Seriously. And the thing was, you remember it was like a clamshell, so it cooked from the top and the bottom at the same time?
You know what I just thought of?
What?
Oh, my God. I haven't thought about this in years. My dad was at the station wagons.
Yeah.
When I was a kid, my dad always had like a Pontiac Safari wagon.
Yeah,
we always had a big old, Wagon Queen family truckster thing. My dad always had the Sears clamshell on top of the vehicle.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about?
For trips.
We had the plastic clamshell.
Yeah.
On top of it was like bolted to the luggage rack, the side rails on the damn thing. Clamshell. Oh my! I hated that thing. It's like the station wagon was already dweeby enough, and then you put a giant green and tan clamshell on top of your station wagon. Like, hey, honey, it's in the clamshell. Hell, it's in the clamshell.
I mean, once it was up there, you couldn't get it out. It was a pain in the neck.
Yeah. Anyway, George Foreman dead at 76. Yeah, he became a preacher, and I'm telling you, is there any bona fide, legitimate article that says how much money he actually made from the George Foreman grill, Michelle? Have you found anything?
That was from Parade, what I just read to you.
That he had $8 million months.
Yeah, but how much did he make in total? And they're still available.
Yeah.
When I saw that George Foreman had died, and I emailed myself the story, and then yesterday I'm like, can you still buy this thing? Because I haven't seen George Foreman grills advertised in a long time. I went to like GeorgeForemanGrill.com or GeorgeForemanCooking. They still have a whole line of George Foreman grills. They're still out there.
His name will forever be synonymous with this item.
But is George Foreman still getting money on the grill, or did he sell out on that? Are the kids, are all 5 Georges, or how many freaking kids named George? Are they all going to be collecting the daddy grill money in perpetuity? I like the word perpetuity.
Here's the George Foreman grill for $25 on Amazon.
Oh yeah, they're cheap. They start at like $20, $24.
In 2002, it looks like they had the sales totaled $922 million.
What?
Yeah.
So almost $1 billion.
Oh, $1 billion almost in George Foreman grill sales by 2022?
I'm reading the history of the George Foreman grill on takeout.com.
I'm telling you,
Andrew, hold on. Andrew, turn your microphone on. Andrew in the producer's booth. Go ahead.
According to an article I'm seeing now, spoke to AARP in 2014 and said he had made much more than $200 million from the grills.
Oh, my God. So he spoke to AARP. If those sons of bitches don't stop sending me letters,
We're going to buy you a lifetime membership.
Yeah, I'm not signing up for that. All right. So do I appear to be retired? Of course not. I'm not even close.
Anyone over 50 is eligible. You get hotel discounts.
That's ridiculous. It ought to be over 70 to get letters from AARP, for crying out loud. Anyway, so
$200 million. Wow.
So Andrew, he said in an interview that he made much more than $200 million.
Yes, as of 11 years ago.
Oh my God! Well, it shows you can't take it with you. I wonder if the coffin's going to be like the shape of a grilling machine.
It should.
It's got a clamshell design.
What if they?
That's what they ought to do. Oh man!
No.
They ought to have a rigged up, customized coffin, and George is underneath, and then they've got a top deck, and they close the lid, and they're grilling burgers and franks. That's what they ought to do at the funeral. Oh my God! That is it. The George Foreman grilling machine coffin.
All right, I was thinking they were going to cremate a minute, but that's actually a better idea to serve hamburgers.
Oh, yeah. George is underneath and your burger's grilling on top.
Dad would have loved this.
Exactly. Nothing like the smell of grilling meat at a funeral.
I mean, George Foreman, does anybody have a bad thing to say about this guy?
No one does. Everyone loved George Foreman.
Yeah. Rest in peace, George.
It looks like the most. So I went to George Foreman Grills online, and I mean, here's one for $59.99. It's in stock. 5-serving George Foreman submersible grill, black plates, $59.95. Here's one, a 4-serving for $49.
I do not authorize this purchase. We do not need it.
You know what? I want a grill. I want a George Foreman grill. What happened to our old one?
I think we used it, and then, you only use it for a while, and then...
Well, what happened to it? I didn't throw it away.
Probably broke it or something.
we used it so much the hinges snapped off?
No, George Foreman was very reliable. You didn't
Oh my God! The cheapest George Foreman grill you can get is $23.96.
Yeah, I mean, I said $25 on Amazon.
Yeah.
Listen, and that's like the dorm size where you could put like a grilled cheese sandwich or something.
Anyway, rest in peace, George Foreman. There's another local item that popped up. Did you see the disturbance at the Pink Pony Strip Club? This is while we were on. This is like a week or two old, 10 days old. From Channel 8, a Tampa man accused of setting a strip club on fire. This strip club's on fire. Wasn't that a song by Alicia Keys? Right?
Alicia Keys.
This strip club's on fire. That was a big song. It was like #1 song for her, right? This stripper's on fire. Tampa man accused of setting a strip club fire and firing a gun inside a building Wednesday morning. This is, a week or two ago. Arvind Solamanpour, 29. I got to be honest, this guy looks like he's right out of the Taliban or ISIS.
I mean, he's working on that beard.
You see this guy? I'm holding this up to MJTV.
He's putting a lot of effort into
my
that thing.
God, this guy's right out of ISIS.
All right,
he's driving through the desert with a machine gun mounted to the back.
So he goes to the Pink Pony Club. Is that the one located by Steinbrenner Field?
I got to be honest.
Who are you asking?
Well,
the nerd in the room?
No, the driver's license place is like right across the street. Is how I know.
Oh, sure. All right, Fester.
Yeah, me and Arvin hanging out.
Arvind Solamanpour, 29, walked into the Pink Pony Showgirls, intentionally set a fire, according to Tampa Police Department. A Tampa firefighter was hurt while battling the blaze and taken to the hospital, minor injuries. But then he pees on an officer. Do you see that?
Oh.
So it's not enough that he lit the strip club. Then he urinates on a Tampa cop. A witness told police that Solamanpour fired a gun multiple times inside the unoccupied building. Officers took him into custody as he was dragging brush into the burning building. Police said he was found with a handgun. While in TPD district office, Solamanpour was accused of urinating in a water bottle and throwing the contents on an officer. My God. You know what? Just waterboard this guy. It looks like he fits the part. Solamanpour was charged with arson, injury, shooting at within a building, possession of a weapon during a commission of a felony, battery on a law enforcement officer, felony criminal mischief. Yeah, the Hillsborough County State Attorney's Office is going to have a field day with this one. I'm telling you, man, I guarantee this guy's got an ISIS flag in his bedroom.
Okay, so while this is a horrible story.
Right over the headboard.
Right over there. A couple of pictures.
Yeah.
The song.
Well, Michelle brought this up.
I mean, and the strip club song by what?
Play that song at the Pink Pony Club?
Every flipping day.
And here comes Crystal. Here comes Mercedes. Oh, yeah. Hey, guys. Show your love for Lexus. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. All right. Show your love for Kia. She's on the day shift.
Yeah.
All right. There you go. All right. Yeah.
We're pretty big Chapel Roan fans.
Yeah.
The kids love her.
I don't know what the deal is. Florida man arrested for stealing lap dances at a strip club. What's going on here?
How do you steal them?
This is another one. This is at Rain Ladies and Gentlemen's Club. A broke punter.
What?
Listen.
Is this like Mad Libs?
What is this? Listen to this. A broke punter is accused of stealing $160 worth of lap dances from a strip club after he failed to produce the money to pay for the lap dances. John Elberson, 39, was arrested at 1:41 a.m. on March 11th at his home in Apollo Beach. 10 minutes after he fled the club, he went to the Rain Ladies and Gentlemen's Club in nearby Clearwater, across the water from Tampa Bay, across the water from Tampa. This is Daily Mail, so they don't have all the terminology right. Had several lap dances from strippers, didn't pay. But when he finished, he told the staff they didn't have the funds to pay for the dancers. Police wrote on the complaint that Elberson appeared to be under the influence of alcohol. The complaint accused him of intent to appropriate the property and called the lap dance as the property of Rain Ladies and Gentlemen's Club. So what is this punter stuff?
Yeah, how is he a punter?
Oh, hang on a minute.
Does he play for like a minor league football team or something?
Elberson was charged with petty theft, was 12 hours in jail before he was bonded out in Pinellas County. The father of 5 initially drew the ire of his longtime girlfriend, Brittany Parks Hutchinson, who posted an enraged meme on social media hours later. Forgive and forget, nah, bleep it, the bull bleep. They knew exactly what they were doing. No matter, the club claims to be the biggest in Clearwater, 7,000 square feet of floor space and a private skybox. Was he a former, it says former punter. So was he in the NFL? Was he a punter in the NFL, this guy?
Was he former punter at Eastlake High School?
I don't know. Can you look this guy up? Hurry up. I got to take a break. I don't want to get too late here. All right, you got to look this up. All right, find this quickly. And look up this guy, John Elberson, because he's described as a former punter, but then the Daily Mail piece doesn't go into where did he punt? He punted on paying his lap dance bills is what he did. All right, come on. This guy, I guess maybe he was an NFL punter or something. All right, 8:54 at the MJ Morning Show. This brings to a close over an hour and 20 minutes of nonstop MJ. But we're not done, folks. I haven't even scratched the surface of back from vacation MJ Morning Show goodness. When we get back in minutes, the Tiffany Diamonds. There was somebody on my scuba boat last week that had that song in their head, and they wouldn't stop whistling the freaking intro to that song the entire freaking week. It is stuck in my... It is ingrained. You know when someone gets something in their head? The whole freaking week on the scuba boat in the middle of the Sulu Sea in the Philippines at the Tubataha Atoll system. You know, one of the reefs is the Beasley Reef.
Really?
I swear to God. You've got the North Atoll, the South Atoll, and then you have the Jesse Beasley Reef. I'm like, what the? I work for Beasley. It's spelled with a Z instead of an S like in our company's name, but I thought it was kind of interesting. Yeah, somebody on my freaking boat just would not stop whistling. Oh, my God, dude. Oh, my God.
How do you not push that guy over?
Oh, my. Or turn his air bottle off.
No kidding.
You know?
After like a day, you're like, bro, you're killing me.
Yeah, just stop it, man. I guess it wasn't as bad as that creepy whistle song, though. You know, from, didn't Quentin Tarantino use? Yeah, this is really creepy. I like to go through the New York City subway system about 2 in the morning and just whistle this. Anyway.
I hate whistlers.
What about Whistler's mother?
Oh,
all right, 9:03 at the MJ Morning Show on Q105, 104.7 FM. What did I tease? I got my pile here. All right. So the diamond story. We had this story before we went on vacation.
Yep.
Before spring break, we had the story about the guy over in Orlando that it's like a half, $750,000 in diamond jewelry, earrings from Tiffany and Company. This guy ripped them off at the store and then swallowed them. Now, all right, let me share this with you. 2 weeks later, the accused Tiffany thief passed $770,000 in gems. Hold on. You're telling me that it took 2 weeks for this guy to do a number 2? Or were they all like wedged up in there? Did they get hung up? Let me share this with you.
I mean, it takes a longer time to pass some solids, doesn't it?
this is from March 21st. So this is just, this is a couple, March 21st was what, Friday? Right? Yeah, it's Friday. 2 weeks after a convicted thief allegedly swallowed valuable diamonds stolen from Tiffany and Company, the hospitalized suspect finally passed the $770,000 worth of gems lodged in his stomach. According to the Smoking Gun, following his arrest last month, Jathan Gilder, 32, was admitted to an Orlando, Florida hospital to await the expulsion of the jewelry. Wow. In response to repeated inquiries about Gilder regarding his health and whereabouts, the Orlando Police Department's Public Information Office initially said it had no further information to share at this time. On March 10th, Gilder passed 3 of the 4 Tiffany earrings. The final Tiffany piece was expelled on March 12th. What the hell? In addition, on the 10th, he also passed 2 unidentified earrings. Court filings had offered only vague references to Gilder's status. Records obtained handwritten notations like hospital, outside medical. Anyway, what does Tiffany and Company do with these diamonds that the guy swallowed and then pooped out?
You know what? Wash them off.
Nope.
Wash them off.
Fester.
Nope.
I do not want earrings that have been in some dude's poop hole.
Oh, Michelle, calm down.
I mean, it is so gross. That's just disgusting.
Oh, my God.
And then you're going to put it in your ear hole?
Yeah.
Ugh.
Man, these diamonds are the
Nope.
I've got
Gross.
no issue with that.
Nope.
Oh, seriously, what is Tiffany? What do they do with these things? Obviously, they're going to get their property back. You know, probably going to be held as evidence, but they're going to ultimately get the property back.
I mean, whoever eventually owns them will never know of the amazing journey that these diamonds have had from one dark mine into another.
You know,
a poop hole is an amazing journey.
It's pretty spectacular.
You know that there is a market for so-called brown diamonds.
Okay.
Yes.
No, there is.
Yes.
There is.
Bye.
I heard he had a really rough passage giving a new definition to the term blood diamond.
Oh, okay. You guys are just gross.
Oh, man.
Should have eaten a smaller carrot.
Gilder, here's some more of the details from what happened. Gilder was arrested on February 25th, about 6 hours after he allegedly bolted from Tiffany store in Orlando with 2 sets of solitaire earrings valued at a combined $769,500. Gilder, cops say, posed as a representative for an NBA player and was ushered into a private room to examine the several costly items. So he pretended that he was like a rep, a buyer.
Yeah, for Shaq.
For an NBA, for an Orlando Magic player.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, the player's name was not mentioned of, who he was pretending to be. As detailed in various court filings, Gilder was pulled over by Florida Highway Patrol officers as he drove on I-10 in Chipley. Should be Chipley, a city about 330 miles from Orlando. Troopers who had received a bolo be on the lookout for this rented Mitsubishi Outlander. Spotted him, pulled him over. They believe he was en route to Houston, where he lives with his 73-year-old mother. Yeah. Gilder, investigators say, was talking with a closed mouth and was moving an object around using his tongue. He reportedly ignored directions to open his mouth and started to chew and attempt to swallow what was in his mouth. Fearing they were narcotics, troopers drove Gilder to a local hospital. Wasn't drugs. He was swallowing the Tiffany jewelry valued at $750,000, and then it took him 2 weeks from to. Really?
Was he really chewing it though? Wouldn't that bust your teeth up?
I mean, I don't think he was like trying to chew them. I mean, diamonds are pretty hard.
Yeah.
Last time I checked. But MJ, who had the awful job of having to sift through all the material?
Fester, just stop.
I mean, is that a nurse's job?
Fester, just stop.
You put like a
just stop.
One of those student assistants on that job?
Swallowed large carat Tiffany diamonds?
Nausea, heartburn, indigestion, upset stomach, diarrhea.
Yay, Pepto-Bismol!
You know what I'm just thinking about?
What?
There is such thing in the law when you're doing a trial. chain of custody regarding evidence.
Yeah.
How do you get that going?
Oh no.
Oh, for about a week and a half, I know exactly where it was. I mean, you got to figure they probably run X-rays on the guy. There's somewhere.
Oh yeah,
there's an X-ray with this perfect.
Dude, they
earring.
did. They did run X-rays of the guy, and that's in evidence. They have film of the earrings, the objects in his digestive tract.
I'm thinking somebody had to observe them actually exit through the poop hole to wherever
Stop saying poop hole.
to
Michelle,
wherever they live,
stop.
like
Stop it.
Seriously, Michelle, stop.
Poop hole.
Michelle,
Stop it.
Michelle, that's uncalled for.
Stop it, please.
Call it an anus.
Stop.
Jeez, Michelle. With you. Poop hole. So juvenile, Michelle. Uncalled for. Call it what it is.
Wow. Hey, Andrew, did your pager go off, Andrew, our producer? Yeah, Andrew knows exactly what I'm talking about. Turn your. Was that on the air or off the air?
That was off the air.
All right, put your microphone on. So I'm joking with Andrew. I'm like, hey, dude, did your pager go off? And Andrew correctly whispers in my ear and says what?
With the fire?
Yeah, where was the fire?
The fire was at Epcot.
Yeah, so I saw that there was a fire at Epcot, and I figured that Andrew, our producer, is on the Disney Volunteer Fire Department.
I was the first one they contacted.
Your first responder, Andrew, drove in from Tampa.
Andrew, our producer, is an adult Disney man freak. So anything Disney related, did your heart sink that maybe the whole globe, the whole big Epcot.
Spaceship Earth.
Yeah, that thing.
No, I was informed exactly what was going on.
What do you mean you were informed? Would the CEO of Disney pick up the phone? Andrew, we want to bring you up to speed here. Here's what's going on. We're going to fire at the park.
Of course.
All right, so what do we know? What was it?
It was a freezer in the French pavilion, or the French area of France.
Those French, they smoke a lot. They smoke too much, I tell you.
Oui.
Yeah. A lot of video popped up online. A huge, thick ball of black smoke emerging from Epcot. Yeah, but the fire was put out. No injuries. Guests wearing smoke inhalation breathing masks were spotted. The park had reopened to guests later that evening.
Everybody was okay on the Ratatouille ride.
Hey, so Andrew, what is the damage to this this French deal at Epcot?
The damage actually is probably going to be, I don't know if I call it substantial. For them.
Did they smoke some brie while they were at it?
It was a freezer, so it's likely that some cheese may have been melted.
Okay. Cheese-eating surrender monkeys.
That's all they are.
All right. And then warning. This is not in the United States, but still, I got to warn you. And there's actually there's a little bit of a waterfall to this story. Tourists in Naples, Italy, are being warned about a guy approaching tourists dressed up as Mickey Mouse. And I'm gonna bring things much closer to home here. I don't do a lot of foreign stories like this, but it was Disney related, and I thought that Andrew would be very. Actually, Andrew probably got the alert on this story. A Mickey Mouse lookalike is being sought by police in Naples, Italy. Napoli. Tell you what, go get some pizza in Napoli, folks. Go to Starita. Go to La Antica Pizzeria da Michela. Some great pizza in Napoli.
Would that be where you'd recommend for Mickey to go?
What are you saying?
You want the mouse to go there too?
Oh, hey. I'm out.
Can you?
Well, the Mickey, you said somebody was dressed up like a Mickey Mouse.
The mouse is looking for something to eat.
That's why we're talking about this.
Yeah. So I don't know.
Yeah. If anyone wants my my Napoli pizza list, just let me know.
Is that what you're looking for?
What? Yeah,
Scrolling away over there?
Yeah,
Are you
scrolling.
distracted from the show to look at your little notepad on your phone to find your Italian pizzeria place?
Yeah, I've got my Napoli list. Hang on, let me find my Napoli list. Because if you're going to Napoli, Da Michela is like one of the more famous ones, and man, they have an awesome, awesome pie. But there's some other ones as well. Hang on, let me find my Napoli list. Because you know me and pizza. Don't get in the way of pizza and me. Yeah, Da Michela, Starita. You definitely want to try Pizza Salvo. You go to Pepe and Grani, about an hour outside of Napoli. That was an unbelievable experience.
Do they have a Papa John's?
Sorbillo, Pizza Brandi.
Domino's.
Anyway,
Yeah, right?
I got a whole list of must-hit pizza shops in Napoli.
Can I
anyway,
get a shakaroni?
so listen to this Mickey Mouse. This is crazy. No, you can't get a shakaroni. Mickey Mouse lookalike apparently has terrified tourists, pulled a knife on tourists that didn't tip him.
What?
Yeah, and I've got a warning much closer to home here in just a matter of moments. Yeah, pictures and videos being shared on social media show the Mickey Mouse lookalike at a tourist area in Naples, Italy, and tourists that were unwilling to pay for the photos were being threatened by the guy. And one tourist claims that Mickey pulled a knife on him.
That's not cool.
I'm not sure. Why do you even, if you're in Naples, want your picture taken with Mickey Mouse?
I don't know.
What's going on here? That's like,
I want a guy in a pizza chef outfit. I want a guy dressed like Chef Boyardee. That's
Yeah, right? That makes sense.
That's what I wanted in Napoli, Italy.
Mm-hmm.
All right, but let me give you a warning. And this is hopefully something. If you go to New York City, avoid Times Square. I mean, anyone that lives in Manhattan, they do everything they can to avoid, Broadway and 7th Avenue and 42nd Street. People avoid Times Square like the plague in many, many cases. So just avoid it. However, if you are in Times Square, just beware of the characters. They got Spider-Man, you got all kinds of characters that dress up, and they have been very, very rambunctious, and they've been very aggressive over the years. They came up with an area, like a designated, like a boxed in, like a boundary where they literally had painted lines where these characters had to stay within the boundary.
Mm-hmm.
That was done like 10, 8, 9 years ago. But then they ignored that. Avoid the characters. Do not get suckered into getting your picture taken with these stupid characters at Times Square in New York. The other hot tip for New York travel with summer coming up, do not get in a pedicab. Those are the little cab things. They look like the what do you call the rickshaw looking thing?
Yeah, like a biker.
Do not get into a pedal cab. They charge you like $9 a minute. All right, you take before you know it, you got a $3,600 bicycle bill. I'm telling you.
I think it's more than $9 a minute. I think it's like $15 a minute.
Listen, it is ridiculous. Yeah. Do not go. When people say, hey, what's the number one thing I need to know about going to New York? Don't get in a pedicab.
Nope.
That's it.
That's it. Do not. Call an Uber, a Lyft, or a yellow cab.
People like to do that in Central Park, though. They think it's like the thing to do. But really it isn't.
No, it's the horse and carriage ride.
Oh, that too.
That's the thing to do in Central Park.
No, you don't do that either.
Yeah. Because those can get very, very pricey. Just walk through Central Park on your own.
Yeah.
It's a great walk. I've walked every square inch of that park.
Also, the horses poop.
Yeah, that's true.
Hey, smells.
So the Howard Franklin Bridge.
So do the bums.
The new Howard Franklin's supposed to be opened up maybe for my ride-in tomorrow. Same with you, Fester.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. For some reason, I guess I had no idea they were so close to actually having vehicles on the bridge.
Hey, Fester, well, who had the phone number for the Department of Transportation spokeslady?
I think it wasn't me.
Oh, did Roxanne have that?
She might have had it.
Oh, son of a... All right.
That lady will be appearing on Roxanne's 10 o'clock show today.
Exactly.
Yeah, exclusive interview.
Right after the Ass Doctor.
Hey.
All right, so...
Hey.
All right, so... I guess tomorrow morning, late tonight, they're going to shift the lanes. The whole project's still, a couple of years away from completion. Then you got the whole West Shore billion-dollar interchange exchange. I mean, everything's going to be changing over the next, was it going to be a 5, 8, 10-year project? It's going to be a while. But apparently, the new bridge is going to open up to traffic. And, Michelle, what did I point out to you on the way? When we got on the bridge from Kennedy on to 275 Howard Franklin southbound, what did I point out to you almost immediately?
The lanes that we're going to be driving in tomorrow, which, by the way, I'm going to be sick. I'm calling out.
So driving by, you could see that they have the lane striped, so they're going to move the traffic onto the new side. And I don't know when they're going to. So if you don't know what's going on, the new bridge is going to be I-275 south. The current southbound is going to be turned into I-275 North Howard Franklin. The current northbound is the old structure built back in the 50s, and that has surpassed its useful life, and it's not like it's going to collapse, but they're going to demolish that.
Yeah, it's not going to collapse either.
Yeah. I mean, there's a reason we're building a new one. But also, I don't want to be the first person to go across a new one. You can do that.
No trouble being the. So you're right in with me tomorrow morning.
No.
If you won't go in tomorrow.
How many?
So what do you want to take the Gandy instead?
Yeah.
How many test runs have they done?
Right.
With like the builders and like their white trucks.
Right.
I'll tell you, what's the name of that construction company? You see those white trucks all over the place. I should know the damn name of the company. I've seen so many of those trucks over the years. That company hustled butt, though, because I'm sure there were everything I heard were that there were big bonuses. There were big incentives to bring that project in, or a certain portion of the project, bring it in under the completion time. And it looks like that they're going to be opening up the new bridge portion at least ahead of schedule, which is going to qualify the company for, I think, construction performance bonus, which is probably what they were busting butt for. But that's a huge project. I mean, watching that for years. I mean, I've been working now here at Q105. I've been at the Beasley WRB QFM now with you, Fester. We started October 5th of 2020. And I'm pretty sure that project got underway.
Like that day.
It was like soon after that.
Yeah.
But watching all those pilings go in and then all the beams go in, and I mean, watching that construction. Driving in this morning, they had the American flag illuminated and the Florida state flag illuminated hanging from a crane, because at 10 a.m. this morning, 40 minutes from right now, there is going to be a ribbon cutting ceremony, which I am really freaking pissed off that I was not invited to cut the ribbon with a giant pair of ceremonial scissors.
Yeah, they were all saying like, psst, don't tell MJ.
You know what they ought to do? They ought to give them, those little scissors they give the kids in first grade that you can't stab anybody with? They ought to use the little safety scissors.
Accident-free bridge. We don't want any accidents.
All right, so Howard Franklin is set to open up ribbon cutting 10 a.m. this morning, and then a section of the bridge across the bay. So they're going to shift lanes over to the new bridge and then back on the other side, because the whole project's not completely done yet. But there's going to be, hopefully it's going to alleviate the traffic issues. But you know what? Do you remember when they widened 275? Like from West Shore all the way to downtown?
Yeah.
Remember that was going to alleviate the traffic problems?
No.
And part of the issues were that there were too many humps and bumps and people couldn't see over and couldn't see straight ahead.
I miss the humps.
Well, you know what? The whole project to alleviate the traffic on 275 from downtown to West Shore, did that do anything to fix the traffic? No, it's gotten worse. Traffic's gotten worse since they did the project to make the traffic better. For crying out loud. So hopefully the whole new West Shore interchange project, which is going to be years in the making, and the new bridge, hopefully will help some things out. We'll see. 9:23 at the MJ Morning Show. Man, I didn't get to the Southwest story. Man, that Orlando Southwest story is out freaking rageous. But then there's more. Got a couple of airplane items we got to get to. I got a lot of, you ought to see the stuff we still haven't gotten to yet. That's why the final segment of the MJ Morning Show is not filler. A lot of shows are like, oh, we're towards the end of the show. We're out of material. We just got to just fill time with crap. Not the case. The last segment of the show is usually my favorite, because there's just, I got to get all my stuff in. And there's a lot of good stuff I haven't gotten in. And it's next on the MJ Morning Show here on Q105, 104.7 FM. So don't move, especially the Southwest story is unbelievable if you haven't heard this thing. CMK Construction. From Apollo Beach that didn't pay for his lap dances. What was it? At Rain Gentlemen's Club in Clearwater?
REIGN, not Rain.
Like a king's reign. REIGN. Yes. So the dude, he was called a punter in the piece by the Daily Mail, but because he didn't pay for his lap dances, then fled the bar, and the cops tracked him down at his home in Hillsborough County in Apollo Beach. And
we thought he was like a football kicker.
A punter. What team did he play for? He's a former punter. So I didn't know this, but Andrew, can you please give us the terminology definition, please? A punter in British speak is what? Andrew?
I looked it up. It means a customer of a prostitute.
No, it's not.
It does.
Really?
Yeah. Because Andrew said he kind of whispered in our ear, punter means something different in British slang.
Would you like to add to this, Andrew, what a punter means in British slang?
It means a customer of, in some cases, a prostitute.
Yeah, well, that's exactly what Festa just said. So you added nothing.
The AI overview from Google. In British slang, a punter can refer to a gambler, a customer, or a customer of a prostitute, a prostitute's client, or a John.
I just checked my MJ Morning Show email. I've got 35 emails. Here's one. Susan Winslow says, MJ, I'm English. And punter means a customer in England.
Did nobody call in?
Yeah.
Andrew, no one called. I've got 30. I'm looking at 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 24, 26, 28. I've got 33 emails from people regarding punter. Holy crap. All right. Also, people called up saying that I mispronounced the Howard Franklin Bridge.
You did.
I did not. I lived here since 1994. It's the Howard Franklin Bridge. It's not Franklin. It's not like Benjamin Franklin. It's Frankland. Frankland. Howard Frankland. I'm sorry if I didn't go Howard Frankland. Duh! And over enunciate the D at the end. I didn't mispronounce. Andrew, who called up to say I mispronounced the name of the bridge?
I don't get every name of every caller.
Well, you need to start doing that.
Let's start working on that.
Yeah, start working on that, would you please?
Named after Howard Franklin.
I know how to say Frankland. I'm sorry if I don't go Howard Frankland.
I will say it's a dumb name. The Franklins. It should be just the Franklins.
What?
I mean, how many?
What are you
saying? The name Franklin compared to Frankland.
All right, whatever.
I mean, it's an extra syllable. I mean, Howard Franklin. I say Howard Franklin.
It is.
Yeah, but Howard Frankland is the correct pronunciation.
Again, the new southbound will open up later tonight. early tomorrow morning. Sometime after midnight, I believe they're going to make the lane shift. And I believe, because I did see a sign on Kennedy, when you turn on Kennedy, off of Kennedy, when you head toward Howard Franklin Bridge, you get that little chunk extension, and they had a road sign saying that the on-ramp to 275 South, right where the Fox, jazz club used to be, that entrance on there, that's going to be closed, and it's supposed to close like from 10 p.m. to 5 a.m. So I leave a little after 5 a.m. So tomorrow morning, I wonder if when I head down that portion of Kennedy Boulevard to get on 275 South, if it's going to be opened up, if I roll there at about 5:17, 5:18.
It says it's going to be open in time for tomorrow's commute, which I think begins at 5 a.m.
Is it going to be open in time for my commute? Did they say it was going to be open in time for MJ's commute?
What time do you think commuting starts, MJ?
I think the window for morning drive is 5 a.m.
I do too. Thank you, Fester.
Well, that's the hope, because I really don't want to get there and it's still closed, and I got to backtrack and go all the way down West Shore to Gandy.
Backtrack half a mile. Boo.
Well, hold on. Half a mile?
What?
From there all the way to the Gandy? Are you kidding? It's not more than half a mile. It's
just circle around.
It's probably 6 miles from there.
No, you'd loop the loop back to West Shore where it curves off, right by the mall to go southbound.
Yeah, just go back around. What's your big deal?
Yeah, you don't have to drive all the way to Gandy.
See that complaining.
All right. Anyway.
Used to do traffic reports.
I know some Southwest pilots. I
haven't heard. You know guys who fly planes.
What? All right, listen.
Do they eat pizza too?
Hold on. Did you hear? Fessa, quit being a wise ass.
They also dive.
You're obstructing the show right now. You're obstructing the show.
I am.
All right. Are you aware of what happened with Southwest at Orlando Airport?
No.
You didn't hear this?
No.
I don't know how this happens. And some of my Southwest pilots who I've been in communication with over the last couple of days, same thing. They're like, oh, my God. I mean, how does this even happen? You've got a captain. You have a first officer. How did, first of all, not both of them know, or one of them know? I mean, how is this even a possibility? Southwest pilots on a flight from Orlando, MCO, up to Albany, New York, apparently tried to take, well, not apparently, they did. They were beginning the takeoff on the taxiway and not the runway.
That seems like a big mistake.
Dude, that is a massive mistake, to the point where one of my Southwest pilot pals said they should never get in a plane again. He's saying that it was incomprehensible, inexcusable. First of all, the taxiway has a whole different illumination structure. It is much narrower than a runway. You know, when you turn onto the runway, you've got the big white lines. You get the numbers, they're called, which has the runway, heading. Like at Tampa International, you've got one L for one left. You've got one R for one right. Then the reciprocal, you've got 19 left. You've got 19 right. You got these huge numbers that are painted on the runway. I mean, I don't know how the hell you can mistake it. So they began their takeoff. And, hey, Andrew, do me a favor. Can you? I meant to pull this. I'm sorry. My bad. Pull the audio quickly of the air traffic controllers telling Southwest 3278 to stop, cancel takeoff, stop.
Are they eerily calm?
You could hear a little bit of a heightened, a lot of times the air traffic audio, even when like there's a dire crisis.
Awful emergencies.
Yeah, the pilots and the air traffic controllers are pretty calm. Because you know what? They don't want to be that screaming Mimi, like out of control, like, oh my God, on the tape, because they know it's going to be played over and over again. So these Southwest pilots, they could lose their jobs, and they should. Certainly, they're going to be smashed by the FAA. I mean, they ought to have their pilot certificates yanked for making this error. This was on Thursday, last Thursday, the 20th. According to reports from the FAA, pilots on board Southwest Flight 3278 had been cleared for takeoff on runway 17R, 17 right, by air traffic control at approximately 9:30 in the morning. This was not even dark. 9:30 in the morning. The pilots instead erroneously maneuvered and began accelerating speed to approximately 70 knots on the Boeing 737 down a taxiway parallel to the runway. First of all, the taxiway is nowhere near as long as the runway. They would have run out of space. Also, other aircraft could have been crossing or on the taxiway. This is such an inexcusable mistake that a couple of my pilot pals with Southwest, they're like, I mean, it's embarrassing. It's like they should never fly again. They should be fired by the airline. This could have been absolutely catastrophic if this had happened. I mean, taking off from a taxiway, that's the little road you're on as you're getting to the runway, and you make that turn, and then, you take off. They were trying to take off on the actual taxiway, which is unfreaking believable.
I mean, they took that slogan way too literally. You're now free to move about the country. We'll just go do it right here.
We'll just take off from the parking lot.
I'll take off right here. I'm free to move about the country.
Let's just get out onto I-4.
Let's go.
Let's just take off from I-4. Let's just drive on down. And
we'll take this big bird off.
Just get. I mean, unbelievable. Andrew, let me know when you have the audio. Do you have it? You want? Give you a couple of minutes.
What if you're one of those passengers and then you don't feel comfortable getting on another Southwest flight?
Yeah, I mean,
what if you say like? You hear those stories about today's not your day, so you don't get on the next flight, and then the next flight maybe has a problem or something. But what if you're one of those people who's superstitious and they're like, okay, you know what, I'm not going to fly today?
Well, what about the people that are traumatized, knowing that they could have? Well, there probably will be lawsuits. I'm sure.
Nobody got injured.
No, but I'm sure people are going to. Maybe suggest intentional infliction of emotional distress or some type of stress that they're now afraid to.
It would not be intentional, MJ.
Yeah, maybe not intentional, but
I know you like to throw that word around a lot.
Accidental infliction of distress.
But no, you could hear it in the ATC voice. Andrew should have the audio in a second, and they're saying, "Stop, cancel takeoff clearance, stop." So Andrew, just when you have it, we'll play it from in there. Just give me a thumbs up.
So the whole flight got canceled? That sucks.
Oh, yeah. The whole flight. So they immediately removed the two pilots from the flight line. They're done. I don't know I wonder if they'll ever fly for Southwest again. So the flight was canceled or postponed. They had to bring in a whole new crew to fly the people from Orlando up to Albany, New York, because that crew is not going to be flying for Southwest anytime soon. All right, here's the audio. Which we've waited a long time for, but Andrew did it.
Ground Southwest 3278. Southwest 3278. Yes, so we're just holding short of hotel 2 on the inner ramp. Company's pushback. We don't have enough clearance. Yeah, I'll see you there. Let me know when you can.
So they were on hotel. They were on taxiway H, which is taxiway hotel. Do you have that?
3278. Stop. 3278. Stop with 3278. Stop. Cancel takeoff clearance. You're on hotel taxiway, Southwest 3278. Southwest 3278, yes, sir. We stop.
You can hear that last guy's career go right down the toilet.
Stop. Circling, man. Stop. 3278. Stop. Anyway, unbelievable. They were replaced by the pilots, but the flight was delayed hours. What an absolute mess.
Did they at least give him some extra bag of nuts or something?
Speaking of nuts, did you hear about the religious Jewish guy, the Hasidic dude, that was apparently yanked out of the bathroom on a United flight by the captain, and his genitalia was hanging out for other passengers to see?
No.
I am not making this up. This is an insane story.
What does his religion have anything to do with it?
Well,
was it like a hate crime?
Well, clearly he was circumcised, right?
I guess so, yeah, right?
Right. An Orthodox Jewish passenger says a United Airlines pilot forcibly removed him from an airplane bathroom while he was experiencing constipation, exposing his genitalia to other flyers during a flight from Tulum, Mexico to Houston on United. Yisrael Lieb of New Jersey described his trip through allegedly unfriendly skies in a federal lawsuit this week against the airline and the U.S. Department of Homeland Security, whose officers, he said, boarded the plane upon landing and took him away in handcuffs. Lieb and a fellow Orthodox Jewish traveler said the pilot made disparaging remarks about their faith. They said that they were forced to miss a connecting flight to New York City, while U.S. Customs and Border Protection officers paraded them through the airport and terminal, placed them in holding cells, searched their luggage. Customs and Border Protection officers responded to reports of a disturbance on a flight at the request of the airline. due to ongoing litigation, were unable to provide any information. United also declined to comment, but they filed a lawsuit. Of course, there were two sides to every story. Messages seeking comment were left for a lawyer representing Lieb and other travelers, Jacob Sabag, in the lawsuit filed Wednesday last week in Manhattan Federal Court. Lieb said that he was in the bathroom in the back of the plane for about 20 minutes on January 28th when a flight attendant woke Sabag from a nap and asked Sabag to check on him. Lieb said he explained his gastrointestinal predicament and assured Sabag he would be out soon. Sabag then relayed that to the flight attendant. About 10 minutes later, with Lieb still indisposed, the pilot approached Sabag and asked him to check on Lieb. So the flight attendant must have said to the captain, man, we've got a guy in the West restroom for a long time.
Well, you think he was like some kind of threat
I
or
don't,
something?
You know, maybe they thought he was, building a bomb or something? Who knows?
It was the poor guy's like, I'm trying to poop in here.
The pilot then yelled at Lieb to leave the bathroom immediately. Lieb said he told the pilot that he was finishing up and would be out momentarily. The pilot responded by breaking the lock, forcing the bathroom door open, and pulling Lieb out with his pants around his ankles, exposing his genitalia. To Sabag. Sabag is not the lawyer. Sabag is his other traveling guy.
I mean, listen, how long do you have to be in the bathroom before you start raising the suspicion of flight attendant?
Flight attendant saw his junk, and also nearby passengers saw the guy's junk. Broke the lock. My God. Lieb and Sabag said pilots then pushed them back to their seats while threatening to have them arrested for making remarks about their faith and how Jews act. What? After the 2-hour flight landed in Houston, the men said about a half dozen Customs and Border Protection agents boarded the plane and escorted them off. That's crazy.
He was in it for 30 minutes.
Wow. Listen, if you're, if you got to go and it's not coming out, I mean, maybe get some Tiffany diamond shit. Hey, they could be.
Who knows?
We got a bunch of hunkies out there. They look like Hasidic diamond merchants. What do they want to eat? One of them wants dry white toast. Oh, no, the first one of them wants 4 fried chickens and a Coke. Jake! The other one wants dry white toast. Elwood! Dressed like us. Yeah, what movie is that from? I have no idea.
So anyway, MJ, speaking of that movie, well, during the break that we just had, this little spring break, I was in Orlando and I went to the House of Blues.
Yeah.
And I took a picture of a T-shirt that I saw and I sent it to Michelle because I was literally on the cusp of actually reaching into my pocket and buying it for you.
What's that? If
I thought you would wear it. And Michelle's like, don't waste your money.
A Blues Brothers T-shirt?
Yeah, look, it has the Bluesmobile.
Oh, yeah, the Bluesmobile T-shirt. Yeah. That's not the kind of shirt I would wear.
Yeah, you wear ones that say trophy husband. You wear lying shirts.
No.
MJ,
I have
MJ wears shirts.
Hold on. The trophy husband shirt is the goofiest T-shirt I wear. And that's Michelle bought me that, and I do wear that one occasionally.
MJ wears shirts of gun manufacturers, pizza places, and diving locations.
Yeah.
That's it.
That's it.
And New Balance.
New Balance, yeah.
And New Balance, wicking shirts.
I thought you'd like this because the Bluesmobile was actually on it. And I was like, would he wear this? Michelle's like, don't waste your money.
I did stop and think about it.
Yeah, I know, right?
And with that, I think we should shut things down. I still have so much more I didn't get to. So tomorrow I got a lot already. It's great to be back from vacation. My 2-week scuba trip. If you, I didn't get into this at all. We had so much stuff going on. But if you want to see some of my underwater scuba shots, you want to see sharks, you want to see an octopus playing around with me, just a whole lot of cool stuff on my Instagram. Certified MJ Radio. Give me a follow. Certified MJ Radio is my Instagram, and there's just a bunch of stuff, some ancillary stuff. You know what? I'll have to spend time and just do a little segment tomorrow on some of the crap from my Instagram. There's just so much stuff to get to as we get back today. Anything else before we get out of here?
That's it. Good show.
Right, yeah, I thought it was a great show. I thought it was a great show back. No real ramp up and warm up time. We just dived right in today.
You took it coast to coast, bounced it off the window, alley-ooped it into the hoop.
Bounced it off the window.
That's what they call that thing, the window.
March Madness Michelle over here.
I love it. There's no March Madness on tonight, so you're saved.
Oh, there's no March Madness tonight?
I think the women play tonight, right?
Yeah, maybe they do. Starts up Thursday, though.
I said to Michelle, So when I was FaceTiming Michelle or WhatsApping Michelle from the scuba boat in the middle of the Sulu Sea, she's like, I'm watching March Madness, and I thought I saw a woman on the screen, and I said, are you watching women's NCAA March Madness basketball? Michelle goes, you don't want to watch the women?
No, I'm into the dudes. Sorry. I like the dudes. You know what? They're always messing around with their shorts and sticking their hands down there.
Oh, jeez.
You ever notice that? Chloe and I are like, what's going on?
You want me to stick my hands down my pants?
You do it all the time, babe, so, you know.
You don't spend as much time down there as they do.
We're out. See you back here tomorrow morning, folks. Great to be back live on the MJ Morning Show, Q105, 104.7 FM. We'll see you mañana, and let's be careful out there. Tackle your spring cleaning list with zero.